Hello and welcome to this episode of There Be Dragons. I am your Dungeon Master Matthew. Let's go around the table, introduce the players and the characters they play. To my right is...
I am Angela and I play Abella.
I am Keren and I play Rhylind Westfall, your unfriendly backyard dragon.
Why are you in the backyard? It sounds like a change
Backdoor dragon.
Unfriendly backdoor dragon.
Basement
Oh
dragon.
God, that sounds
the
horrible.
backdoor dragon.
Basement Dragons 3. Now it's spiky.
And I play Rhylind Westfall, who's not a backyard dragonborn. She's a highborn dragonborn. She's a classy fucking lady, and you all should respect her.
Hi, I'm Josh, and I play Skairn, and I don't know why we re-record this every time.
We have to have it.
Do we?
Yeah.
It's fun.
It introduces
You don't
the
get
characters and the...
Yeah, but we recorded it once, and we haven't changed.
Yeah, but then I wouldn't get to say, hi, I'm Tristan, your rock and roll angel, and I play Charlie Roughhouse.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
She's a rock
otherwise
and roll
it's-
angel because he rocks hard. Rock.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And I'm Tom, and I play Nezor. I hit record on the recorder.
And with that introduction, let's get into the episode.
Man, I
Stable.
can't believe I flipped that horse.
And by that, you
That
mean you
didn't
can't
happen.
believe the horse stood up because
Yeah.
it's sick of you molesting
I
its side.
flipped that horse.
He
I got
molested a
nat
bird,
20.
you molested a horse.
The inn is pretty much at your disposal. There's not many people there, and those that are either asleep or in the kitchen.
Do we want to burn down the place where we think Uncle is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was all the whole plan before we went to get the money. So we go and buy a whole heap of flour, and then we get a barn.
No, they're already at the flower.
They're
They're the flower.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So we use the barge to go and we say, hey, we want to buy some flour, fill her up.
Serious
And that's
question.
our way in.
Do we need explosives?
No, because we've got flour. I'm not joking there.
No.
So you also have another lead that you extracted from the poor dead fool in the basement.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes, you killed that guy.
Well, you weren't mad about it when I did it. You were there.
I'm still not mad about that.
You were told that a dressmaker in Coinage District was
Oh,
the
yeah.
point of contact. The place that Charlie got his pants made.
Yeah, that.
Has he got them yet?
Yes, they were
really?
delivered by the shop girl.
Wow.
Very nice.
Amazing.
And they operate out of there, you say?
You were told that they got their job from there.
Yeah, we just walk in and be like, yo, we want to buy some flour.
The only problem... Oh, no, well, not to the dressmaker.
Should be like,
No, to the
Very
dressmaker, and he's
confused.
like, oh, yes, secret code words. Haha.
Aren't you the guys that are the hit is out on?
It's not out on us.
maybe we
That's
should
true.
leave.
Yo,
You hear some barking from upstairs.
like dogs.
Yes,
One dog?
a dog. Sounds like Duchess.
Should we go and investigate the Duchess barking?
I'm already like halfway up the stairs.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, you arrive to the door. You just hear that.
She probably
Pawing.
needs to pee.
She definitely needs to be.
When you open the door, Duchess is the happiest little dog you have ever seen. She has been left alone for quite some time. And
And you now are very aware of it.
yes,
She's doing that thing. I was like, you left me and I didn't know when anyone would be coming back and I was so alone.
also most of Charlie's room is now a mess.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
My dog is impeccably well trained.
The tea things are neatly arranged and everything else.
Everything is it's still clean but out of order.
She's done some laps.
Yeah. It's more incidental damage than deliberate. But it's still a mess.
So
yeah.
we take her outside?
We leave the mess.
Yeah.
forgot you were
Close the
there.
door.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Like,
great.
should we pretend
Come on,
we didn't see that?
Yes, definitely. That's absolutely what we're doing. And take Duchess out, probably
Yeah.
give some water, find some food.
She does the longest pee against a rose bush, I assume.
The Bachelor roses.
She probably
we
picks
have-
them specifically. You probably trained her to pee exclusively on green flowered things.
Do we need to have a look at a map and plan an escape route from
I think the barge
blowing
is the
things?
escape point.
Yeah, but like an actual route to be like, we are collecting the flour, we are blowing up the flour, and we are leaving the city. And knowing exactly how to do that, or pre-organizing that with the people who can get us out quicker.
Like, so we collect the flour. The flour is incidental. We can sell it later on, probably for a profit. So what we want to do is it's just literally blow up the thing because we don't need the flour that we're buying. The thing is a mill. Mills explode. You just don't have fire in them for that exact reason. But so we just need to be a decent distance away from it. when we do it. Then we just sail away because there's no evidence that it was us. If that's what we want to do, if we want to go a little bit further to making certain that whatever his face uncle is...
Yeah, I guess the question is he actually there? I don't think he is the one who will handle flower sales.
Well, no.
I think the idea was that they were hiding in the mill.
It's a front, yeah.
It's a front for the...
But what's the castle place that you went to?
No.
No.
That was an underground area that you were in. Your egress was through a sunken cave, quite sunken, that you basically boated out of.
Right.
So you have a vague approximation of where it is, but the thing that led you to believe that the entrance point is the mill is that while you were rooting around in the complex, you found a room full of bolts of cloth and flour and other things.
Well, the bolts of cloth would be related to the other place. The other thing we could do is raid that place. Let's go in, guns blazing, murder all the people. I'm not proposing it as a primary option. It's just another choice. And will killing Uncle resolve the Abella thing? Okay. So we want to kill Uncle then.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was about to say, I don't think killing Uncle will deal with the whole Rhylind issue.
Oh, no, that just passes on to the next motherfucker.
Well, yeah. Unless we get the guy and we say, take the hit off.
I have a feeling they don't work like that.
Well,
My plan was to just get away from here, really.
Yeah.
That works for you.
Well, who was the person who put the hit on you?
Uncle.
So, I think if you do kill him and all of his organization...
Well, yeah, but that would be... now you're pushing for us to kill his entire organization, which would have been a top-to-bottom cleanse in this entire city. I get
so
the
much
impression that says, I know.
Have we considered that we would be offering Auntie the opportunity to consolidate power? And
She doesn't dislike us.
yeah, she does.
Yeah, but she's also not a nice woman.
She's
Yeah,
a
but-
horrific woman who's blackmailing you.
Uncle wanted to kill a child, though.
Yeah, but
The lesser of two evils?
or we just leave it.
I have a feeling
appreciate
trying
it.
to kill her would be a bad idea.
Oh.
Kill her.
Kill
Oh,
her.
I don't want to do that.
Sure, kill him. That implies that he's going to be just as is less unkillable than she is.
Oh, we were planning to blow him up. That feels pretty thorough.
Yeah, well, she specifically.
Also not certain it'll work. Like we're
Yeah,
not
she
sure
specifically
we'll get him.
wants him dead. We are blowing up a thing that he might be in.
I feel like that there's quite a lot of discussion about what needs to happen with tonight's operation, so much so that Charlie eventually arrives with a sack of gold in hand.
No, fuck off. Don't tell me where my sack of gold is.
You don't have
Charlie,
many places to hide
where
said
is
giant
your
sack of
sack
gold.
of
All right,
gold?
I'm going to redo that to just get the point across.
Clenched between his buttocks.
There is much discussion about this, and then Charlie arrives with his horse.
Gold
Clenched between his buttocks. As in the horse? Charlie, where's the horse? Turns around. Ah!
Oh my God! Get it out!
It seems that there was a cartoon.
Rumples, no!
The thing is, so
Very
Charlie
rumpled now.
would have gone around, so he wouldn't be coming through the front because the stables are behind.
Oh, I see. Into
The
the
stables, yeah, that's what I mean. The stables are behind the inn, so yeah.
It's like, well, I wouldn't have gone face first.
Well, I was like, well,
Would
no,
have gone
I mean,
around.
being very specific, but I guess so. I don't know.
Impossible. Okay, so look, basically you're together, discuss tonight's plan.
I think a nighttime for, well, hey, it's 3 a.m, we want to buy some flour.
A bit weird.
No, because bacon.
Not suspicious at all. Bakers, sure, but not flour merchants.
Yeah, not transport.
What if we say...
I mean, we could do it first thing in the morning. We're going to need, probably want to sleep anyway. We have just fought a bird. I don't know how badly hurt some of us got.
What? I got fucked up.
Yeah. This is, yeah. I've burned a couple of spell slots.
I'm right, because I ran away.
I burned
Yeah.
all bar 7 of my hit points.
Yeah. I didn't take any, but
we're not really set up.
No, but we can definitely give it some thought. The biggest problem I see is a boat.
What are we talking about?
So there's this small problem of Abella. Wait, does Charlie know?
What exactly? Why
know.
do you need?
I can't remember what I said.
You just said that there was this guy that was harassing this lovely old lady. That's what you told us. And so we agreed to
Yeah.
murder somebody because they were harassing an old lady.
But we were
yous
all like
agreed to
looking
do
at
so.
you like, yeah.
And that was the plan of me going to have a conversation, like to have that, chat with you.
So it sounds to me like the party are planning to have a rest regardless.
Probably.
So
Well, what
did you-
time
Tom's
is
going to
it?
have a rest right
it-
now.
It would be about 5 p.m. in the afternoon.
So we probably have to wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, we could always do a little bit of scouting.
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
We could check out this tailor. Still got time to do that before bedtime. And just, I mean, it's a building. It can't have too many people in it. I imagine if we all rock up.
The concern is not to imply that you're not
Subtle?
subtle, but a
not
bunch
subtle.
of people
No one's accused of
showing
scared
up
of
and
being
asking the
subtle.
wrong questions
No.
is going to potentially
Sure.
let them know we're
Maybe
coming.
we'll just let you go in, Charlie, because you've already met them.
I don't
You're an
think
existing customer.
I have the guile to. I'm not
Yeah.
dishonest enough.
No,
Also-
that's a real good point.
No, he is not dishonest enough. If Charlie has one failing in my mind, it's that he's not
Totally
dishonest enough.
guileless, yeah.
So possibly Nezor.
Possibly.
I mean, I take the accusation. I am not the most subtle person. I think I have the capacity for subtlety, but I rarely exercise it.
And I do have a hit out on me.
Yeah,
so
but you're sort of ruled out. I feel like Abella is too for other reasons,
Yeah.
guess
which sort of
so.
leaves you and me.
yeah.
Now I'm happy to go with, but we could do the whole dude and muscle thing again. We could do training
works
and muscle.
until it
That
didn't.
works.
Don't get robbed this time.
Should we do get help?
My
Nezor throws you at them.
Yes.
yeah, it's better than him throwing me and hitting one person.
Yeah, no. You throw
just-
me
I
and
see
they just
Nezor
get
go,
mobbed by a small angry dragon.
He just casts. Was it Thunder? Thunderwave?
Thunderwave, yeah.
Yeah, and you fly off the back of that.
Yeah. God of Thunder.
what were you the god of again?
Sparkles.
All right, so decide amongst yourselves what everyone is going to be doing, and then we will enact each scene.
Like, do you want us to come with or wait here? Or
Well, if we're being subtle, then we don't need backup.
Yeah, I feel like we should wait here.
Well, I mean, you and I did have a prior engagement.
Your room might be trashed. It's not Abella's fault.
Okay, bye.
I said it's not. Rhylind, do you want to come? You could be our backup. If stuff goes horribly wrong, I say,
No, Rhylind shouldn't go because
Things will most likely go horribly wrong.
oh no, she's not going to be in the room. She'll be outside. Wait.
Outside,
unprotected
where
where
there's
people
also
will
still a
learn
hit.
first.
where people can stab me.
And they
All right.
will.
All right. Just a thought. Nezor, shall we?
So we're heading to the dress shop in the hopes they're still open at 5
hang on.
o'clock?
Before we go, what are we wanting to find out?
Yeah, I feel like it's a go to the dress shop,
the
find
dress-
out any information we can about job offerings, I guess.
I
Like, find
literally
out how
don't know
they're...
anything about this. Eh?
Yeah, I don't know if subtlety works for that then.
The dress shop was specifically, basically, a go-to for the street thugs.
Yeah.
That was where they would go to get their work and whatever.
Right.
So are we better
But-
off going to the flour mill and seeing if there's someone to talk to, being like, yo, we're heading out of the city. We want to get some
Yeah.
get some
Go
some
without
flour
a barge.
tomorrow.
We're just
Yeah.
like we're interested in getting some flowers. So
We're
before we
looking to
leave.
take something with us. What kind of deal can you do us on flour?
Yeah.
How can we sort this out?
and scope the place out.
Yeah.
Here's another idea.
Uh-huh.
Could we not just tell the Red Shields what we know about the flour mill?
I
No, because
would
then
be
they won't
under-
let us kill.
Yeah, I would be under the impression that Castellan already knows.
Yeah, Castellan's pretty much given us carte blanche to do this, as I recall. He said, "Yeah, look, there's."
Did he?
I feel like he gave us pretty much
said-
freedom to operate.
Yeah, he basically said, it's not a priority for me, but if you solve problems for me, you'll be rewarded for your work, which
Yeah.
you've already seen evidence of because he dropped you a fat sack of cash.
Yeah.
It seems to be the plan that Nezor and Skairn, with Rhylind as backup, I guess possibly, in disguise or something? Like a cloak or something?
Is that where we ended up on that? Because
I feel like I thought we got to no, not at all.
Yeah.
Just leave Rhylind here.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm just worried I'll bring down unnecessary heat on people as soon as
If we're
we
going
leave.
to the mill, which we think might be the headquarters, taking her with us is probably not a great idea. So
Not when we're being subtle.
yeah, totes subtle.
Totally. I'm businessman.
Okay.
Yep, and I am hired muscle.
Guess I'll go drink then.
Also, Charlie sees Duchess out, walks up and smooches her face and I'm sorry I was away for so long.
And I'll mention to him, like, she ran around your room a bit, just FYI.
That's all right, she does that.
Okay, good. Just so you know. It actually wasn't me.
Okay.
I think before you go, I assume you'll be doing some kind of preparation. So I think I'll be like, hey, Nezor, can I grab you for a second?
No, we were just going to leave, but sure.
Yeah, it's gonna get cleaned up. But
Yeah.
Like
When we do
we've
subtle,
come-
we do
we've
it
come home
fast.
from a fight and sat around talking, like a little bit of cleaning.
Okay. So I heard this from some people. I think it's how some of them communicate.
Right.
So if you use this, it will essentially signpost that you are part of the same organization. I don't know if that's what you want or not, but I thought I
Good
would just
information, sure.
give you this tool and then you can choose if you use it or not.
That
Yeah.
would be way more useful for the
I'm just gonna roll insight.
tailor.
If you want. What are you trying to do?
But basically get the impression of whether or not she's heard it and she's telling me the truth.
She's trying to find out whether or not
or
she's lying.
she's just like straight up, I know this shit
Okay.
because I'm a sneaky boy.
Oh, fucking hell.
What'd you roll?
Good one.
I was like, oh, my 10's pretty bad.
I mean, I end up with a 7, but like, that's a 1.
So I'm just like looking at her like, yes. That same look when she was like,
And I'm brushing
there is
past-
a man that is harassing this old lady. We're like, yes, there is. She can be harassed.
She definitely can't kill people with a single touch.
Deals with things for herself.
Okay, so I haven't quite got the specificities down, but to say that you're part of the group, you want to say that your father knows their father. And like, so they had some business of some kind together, like, I don't know, they like worked on a ship together or they worked on a farm together, or, you know, something like any business.
This isn't, from what you've heard, a city thing. This would be a we're outside but related thing.
No, it doesn't have to be outside activity. It could be like worked in a, I don't know, what's a city job? Maybe they worked in a shop together.
But just to clarify, this wouldn't be like, hello, yes, I am in this organization in this city. You would know me. This is, hello, yes, we know the same things.
Yes, we know the same things. Yes. If they're part of the same community, as a general rule, they should say something like, oh, yes. Like, yes, our fathers did know each other. And they'll ask how your mother is. And then depending on your answer, you can kind of use that. So if they say something like, oh, yeah, how's your mother? Then you could say, like, she's great, no problems. It's like you're just saying hello. There's nothing you need. If you're like, oh, she's doing well, but she could be like, it means you're looking for work. And if you say something like, she's doing real tough, it means you need help then and there.
Now, is this open to interpretation?
Yes.
Or are there
very
like...
much so.
Okay.
So good luck. That is a tool you now have in your tool belt.
You are sharing this
Yes.
specifically with Nezor, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's the one talking.
Yeah, no. But if I just want to say, like, if I'm not hearing it, then I can't propose the point that this would probably be more useful at the tailors than at the.
Aren't you going to the tailors?
No, we're going to the...
Oh, well,
But we
look,
could go to the
you know
tailors
now.
now that we know that. That would probably be a far more useful thing to know now that we know it.
That's just going to get you a job.
Yeah, but it
That's
would
all it's
also,
going to do is get you a job.
well, it
It
doesn't-
also can put you in contact with people.
Yeah. If we wanted to find out where Uncle was, that would probably be a good first step to establish that. Like we.
Yeah,
we-
So I guess I'd go back and relay this a little bit to Skairn, being like, we might have an inn at the tailor's, but I still think checking out the flour mill
Yeah.
is our best
Yeah.
course of action tonight.
Sure.
But we could definitely talk to the tailor tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Depends when we want to blow up the mill. I would have thought probably evening, night, So probably tomorrow night.
It depends when we can leave the city.
Yeah.
How locked down it still is.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, they might have a curfew. Do they have a curfew?
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. 7 bells.
Let's go.
But we can ask and we can.
Yeah. I feel like if we wanted to get to talk to Uncle, we'd go to the mill and then use this trick, and then then they say, "Oh, all right, come back here," and we go to a private place, and then we can be straight up.
Yeah.
I forgot. Very important thing is if you want to ask for an audience, you can actually specifically say, "I would like to see this family member and pay him respects." So you could theoretically ask to see the uncle. I just don't know if you would want to.
He's a bit of a cunt.
Yeah, but is he like a tough cunt, or is he?
How is old Uncle Cunt?
Yeah.
Might be a good conversation starter. No, I don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. It's a bad idea. Well, we're going to travel to the flower.
Sure. We'll go to the mill.
Okay.
Being very careful.
Yeah, I'm
Not to have
watching
too
both
much
mine
gold.
and his pockets.
On us this time.
Probably leaving most of it behind.
You walk through the town at a brisk pace, and you find that there are several detachments of guards. The presence has been stepped up significantly, but you watch as a few houses are actually the doors are kicked in and raided, and people are dragged out. A few people have been found with powder weapons and are being arrested. It's not every street, but it is quite common. They're doing sweeps.
Does it feel like it's stepped up?
Yes, significantly. Before it was a pretty low-key presence, like a guard on every street. Now it's patrols on almost every street.
Why? Did I infer why?
You recall Castellan saying he was stepping up the guard since the attempted assassination. You crossed through a lot of checkpoints. They look at the papers and basically wave you through, the ones that were supplied to you by Castellan, and you make your way to the North Shore, which is on the opposite side of the river. You find that the place is quite, it's a lot more, it's not quite country town, but it is very close to it. It's a little bit more built up. It's clearly where the overflow of the populace have gone, much like on the south side. And there is a hill that you can see primed atop a windmill. There's a road that leads up there that's currently got a few people barrowing down it with sacks of flour in. And you see that there are guards posted around the hill. What looks like they've set up an observation post here as well. It's only 2 people and a small torch fire of some kind. There's a tripod with a telescope on it that's trained down over the south side of the river. It's probably the highest piece of land around.
Yep.
You can see a few other workers, predominantly elves, milling about the area, both literally and figuratively. But there appears to be a rather well-to-do looking... This person looks like they're wearing the equivalent of a business suit. He looks like he could be your best approach.
So how busy are they all looking, or is this
it's the end of the work? The end of the work.
Yeah, cool. I was seeing people walking around. I was cool. My good sir.
The elf turns to look at you.
My companion and I are looking to leave the city soon, and our business hasn't been as fruitful as we had hoped. So we are going around and, I guess, looking to see what we can do to help those here getting goods out of the town, and seeing if we can help each other along the way.
The elf sort of regards you, wanders down and goes, "And how are you getting out of the city then, huh?"
Well, that entirely depends on what we are getting out of the city. If we have nothing, why would we hire a boat?
Well, because there's no way out of the city. They stop the boats coming in and out.
Ah, my friend. Are you familiar with Castellan?
I've seen them at the distance, yes.
You are aware that he has influence in the city.
Of course.
Would you say would he be familiar with the paperwork that's these bitches can go anywhere?
He would know that there are things like passes, etc., between different areas, sure.
Someone of my stature.
He looks down at you.
Yes, 100%.
Skairn gives a small half smile, and sort of doesn't lean in to intimidate, but just sort of he's standing directly behind Nezor, just sort of a "don't take the piss out of my dude" sort of a look.
Taking the piss out of himself
It's
right now.
I know that was funny. I'm with you, but try not to.
There's an unspoken moment.
Yeah.
Someone of my stature is known when I come into the city.
Yeah, because I don't know who you are.
That is fine. Why would you? I do not deal in flour before this.
Fair enough.
I am also known within halfling circles. Are you aware of the house that they are staying in?
Which house? There's many halfling
Was there a
families.
name of the house that they were
You
staying
didn't catch any of
in?
it.
Didn't actually catch it.
No.
That is fine. I was actually trying to pry a little bit of information. My apologies, good sir.
He
were a-
stares at Skairn for a moment, like, and then it's like,
He's good at this, trust me. We want to buy some flour.
I do not
you
just...
should have said something.
Yes, that
much
is
do you
why we're
want?
here. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. Are you ready to purchase if we arrived with a fairly
Well, I
decent-sized barge to get out of the city
we have
with
the
our friend
capacity to
Castellan?
leave. Castellan has granted passes to leave due to favors he owes us.
But our intended business, because of normally art and pottery and various, well, halfling, as I was saying.
High-end goods.
High-end goods. Thank you, my good sir. Did not go to plan. Castellan and Bjorn are very happy with what they have in their house. They were very happy to let me talk with them about it and see what was worth, but
Okay, you
I
need
did
to
not.
roll a deception check because I don't think this guy's buying a single thing you're saying.
it's fine.
Please roll 20.
15.
He looks at you and he goes, "You talk too much." And then he looks at Skairn. He goes, "You're clearly the brains of the operation.
Oh!
What do you want?"
To buy flour.
"Good. How much do you want?"
How much could you fill up a barge?
Sort of things from him. He goes, "Yes, but it would not be cheap.
What are we talking about?
How many bags do you think you can fit on a barge, huh?"
Skairn would do some mental maths and probably come up with a decent idea given
Yeah.
the barge that he's saying.
Yeah.
So he would say that. I don't know what that actually
Just
would be.
like,
but
I think he said
I'd say a
600
number.
bags. I think is
Yeah,
what you're
it's
talking
like probably 600 bushels.
He does like a low whistle, which I can't do here.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Thank you." He goes,
He has 2 larynxes. It's amazing.
yeah. He goes, that's that good. I could do that for you for certain. And for that quantity, I could do a nice 10% discount. I do say.
That is very reasonable. What would you be looking for?
Let's call it 70 ducat.
And that is with a 10% discount.
Yes, because you are buying in bulk. That will empty most of my warehouse. I've only got a little bit of commercial goods because of any points at like the guards goes, "This man confiscating my excess," and he makes a inquirted gesture.
Then that is quite reasonable and very generous. Would Skairn have in his pirating days have any idea what the resale on a bag of flour is?
Those pirates sure are known for their trade.
No, they actually are. You would raid a convoy of ships, and then you would take what the valuable stuff that they have, and if they don't happen to have gold or silver, foodstuffs is good, and then you sell it on. That's how you make the money. So he would have a vague idea of how much shit's worth.
I mean, you could probably make about 140, 150 gold ducats off that. Like, it's pretty cheap. It's milled flour. Like, you'd have to mark it up to bakers who would make that into.
Yeah.
Because also, that's like a one bag
Like
of flour.
it's not. We're not looking at like he's not ripping us off.
No, these are very commercial prices.
Yeah, I was like, should I bargain him down? It sounds perfectly reasonable, and we're loaded, so this is fine.
Yeah.
I say, pay the man.
Well, you don't have...
You do. You got your money back.
Yeah, no, but we specifically said we were leaving it at home. We weren't purchasing.
I wasn't taking all of it, but I was expecting like 300 or 400. So I was like, I probably had 70 in my pocket.
Yeah.
So I was like, I take off a bag and sort of weigh it in my hands, and I know for a fact that it's actually got 72 in it, and I'm just like, that'll do, and hand it over.
So he gestures to like a younger elf that's clearly like his offsider who comes up, and there's a bit of admin. He writes like a ticket for this, how much you can take from this warehouse, and he proffers it to you, and he goes, "Take this down to the warehouse number 4. Gives him this ticket. Is that all I can help you gentlemen with?"
Much obliged. I believe. Do I want to?
Yeah, that's what I'm questioning. Is like, do we? And I'm like, yeah, we have the info.
Because we can just say we don't need anything. It's just
it's worth being like, hey, is there anything else you wanted to get out of the city?
Yeah.
Time is money, gentlemen.
I believe my father knows your father.
He looks at you a little strangely and goes, "Yes, I believe you do seem recognizable. Perhaps this is true. How's your mother?"
She is quite well.
Oh, it's good to hear.
Last I heard, she was worried about where we are and how we were getting out and what family heirlooms we would be able to get out with us.
He looks at you a little bit perplexed and goes, so she's not doing well then?
She is well. She is worried.
She is worried about you. And what if perhaps if we could help you?
Well, I'll tell you what, my business has been a little slow lately, but I think that my security needs some beefing up, especially with these guards everywhere. Thieves, they try to do things. I think I need some people who know how to train dogs. That would be useful.
Train dogs.
Is this code?
Yeah.
That's the thing we don't know.
I will keep my ear to the ground.
Well, if you or anyone you know knows how to train dogs, then come and let me know. And we can have a conversation. huh?
Very well. A pleasure.
Emily, lovely to meet you, Emily.
Skairn. And I shake his hand.
That's a girl's name.
Emily.
Emery.
Emery.
And there's this little man here who knows so much about your mother. And he laughs.
They're very close.
Well, this
He
is
knows
your
her
mother.
thigh
Served
measurement.
her, he served her for years.
I learnt everything from her. Nezor.
Nezor. Oh. Scan and Nezor. Good to know. Well, I will see you when and if I see you.
Very
If you
well.
don't mind, I've got work to do. And then he goes back to his administrations.
So we will.
As we're walking away, I'm like, so it doesn't look like they keep a lot of flour here. Like, yes, it's a mill.
No, mills themselves are flammable, though.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't. Yeah, we're not. But now we don't need to do it when we pick up the flour.
Yeah.
We could do it just now if you wanted. Like, we walk away. It's like, hey, we work for you guys. Do bang.
Kablooey!
I don't know how possible it is now.
What's the range on bonfire?
That's a you question.
Meanwhile, roughly at the same time this has all been happening, Abella and Charlie, what are you up to?
Well,
Probably checking out the sweet new pistol I got.
Charlie,
Someone gave it to me.
are you in your room or are you in the hallway going, yeah,
Both.
fucking wicked?
I got a gun. Pew pew pew.
It is quite a nice pistol, though.
No, I'll be like, cool. I'm just gonna go in my room and check something out. I do that.
She walks back out with an erection. But it's actually just a pistol.
And,
Not quite that obvious.
She's not very subtle.
old lady's not home, is she?
No, she left the moment you talked to her about how there were security issues at the bank.
Yeah. Okay.
She'd be busy.
Abella, before you disappear, shall we?
Okay.
You have a.
I just wanted.
Opens door, throws something in, closes door.
I have this mental image of you, like, coming out of the room and, like, trying to slowly close the door, and then Charlie's like, Abella, you're like,
Oh, like before she walks up the stairs.
yeah.
Like, Charlie will be like, do you have time for that? That chat. Wonderful. I'll go get Duchess's lead. And if you've got things you want to put away.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go hide the pistol in my room.
Charlie goes up and gets Duchess's lead. And
In my room, does anything look like out of place or anything? Or is
Roll me an investigate check, just because.
Just for funsies.
Oh, good. 4.
It's fine.
Great. I don't know. Put it under the pillow.
Yep. Okay, great.
I'll remember it.
Yeah, you will. Pillows are not great.
No. I'll feel it. If you like put my head down and be like, what the fuck?
That's not a pee.
Charlie would grab.
Do we?
Sort of walk in and go, like, grab the lead and go, let's maybe tidy a few things up as he goes. Like,
Yeah.
He's tutting. You can hear it through the wall.
When this man talks,
Ryland's downstairs with a beer and it's like,
Charlie's cleaning
Charlie's
again.
upset.
While he's doing that, I'm just like,
Ryland, I got a pistol. It's really neat. Good for you. Thank you. I'm really happy.
we all know that you got the pistol.
You very obviously fired it.
Like,
yeah, but no one knows I took it home.
No. We all assume.
it
I like
followed
the
you home.
idea. I like the idea. It just looks so cute, and I couldn't leave it there by itself.
Yeah, that child,
I like
on the
the
other
idea
hand,
that
we
I'm
gave
like-
that away.
Child.
He can't kill people.
Exactly.
Yet.
I like the idea, like, I'm just like, And then, like, fucking Charlie's head is, like, right there. He's just, like, leaning.
How are you whispering to Rhylind? You're
out
in
of
your
the room.
room.
I know,
I'm in my room.
I said I left.
We all have our own rooms.
We both walked up to our room.
And then I walked downstairs because you're. And I said, while he's busy with that.
No, Charlie would basically be like, oh, gosh, and like fold a few things up to get to the lead and then walk out the door.
His 8 possessions, mainly trousers,
Yeah, basically. And a flag.
7 out of 8 are trousers.
all exactly the same kind of parachute pants, but one has very reinforced knees.
Wow.
And would, like stash
Just roll me. What's your flat perception?
too much. It's 18.
Okay. Your
ridiculous.
tea set has been moved
But had like,
noticeably. Like it's been moved and then clearly put back, but not put back perfectly. Because I imagine that you have a very specific way that
Of course
you
I do.
lay it out. It's like one of the cup handles is just slightly off.
this is going to sound really weird, but I'm going to do it. Okay. Can I smell the cup? Like go,
For what purpose?
well, because
Venom,
like
no, poison.
No, old lady smell. Like I assume she
No.
smells like lilacs and shit.
The whole place
That's
smells
what old
like.
ladies smell of: lilacs and shit.
I like to hide the shit.
Actually, the place probably smells more like potpourri than anything else.
I'll do like an investigation check to see whether they've been like fucked with or whether she just moved them when she was cleaning them. Yeah, it's a 14.
For what purpose, you're not sure, but someone has been in your room.
Yeah, like so. There's nothing specifically
No.
interfered with on my tea set. That's all I give a shit about.
No one's.
Like, as in, I don't
Your
want to.
tea set has been moved, which to you implies that someone has been in your room. For what purpose, if any, you're not sure.
Yeah, but so I don't see like a
No.
dusting marks or.
The rooms have been fairly clean up until the point where Duchess has been clearly lying around it.
Yep. Oh, well, Charlie will keep that in the back of his mind.
Possibly clean it before you use it again.
Oh, Charlie, that's what you do. So Charlie will be like, and close his door, pull a mustache hair out, and like,
You
wedge
can't
it.
make it stick because it's curled. Or it sticks really well because of the wax.
Yeah, well, where it curls, he hooks that on the
The
doorknob.
wax is so strong that
And
it
then-
becomes a
open the
seal.
door.
You can't-
It just sort of like hooks it on the doorknob and then puts it in the wedge. So that if someone opens the door again,
Yeah.
it'll just tumble off.
Yeah.
But yeah, the
Use it
wind's
as a
not going to
door
get it.
stop.
I come down and
I like to think that one of your possessions is like Mr. Musley's mustache, mustache
it's a
wax or
big
something.
industrial
Industrial
tin. It's a paint tin of mustache
It's the
wax.
second largest item he owns.
It's,
Yeah.
And
After
it's
the tea set.
It's the only one that's not pants.
it's Mr.
tea
Clean's mustache wax and head buffing, like a head like a
Twofer. Yeah. This appeals to both my
Also
masculine
used on
sensibilities
horses.
and frugality. All right. So,
I don't think it's for humans. I think he uses something that's not designed for human use. He needs something that's ultra good. Like this is horse wax.
it's it's actually deck varnish.
it's
He
head
started
lacquer.
using it in the Navy, and it's what makes his head so shiny. And then some of it dripped down one day, and he found it perfect for stick. His mustache has been exactly the same shape for 18 years.
It's head lacquer, mustache wax, and also body oil.
It's not wax. It's actually just it killed your mustache years ago, and it just doesn't grow back. It's just there now.
and body oil
And
for when he
definitely
needs.
body oil. Yeah. And also it makes wrestling out of things really easy because you're super slippery.
It's just
Like a
there's
big
something
bar
that's
soap.
big enough to grab
an
Charlie,
If
like
you
the
attach the rope
bird.
to him,
And we'll make exactly that sound.
don't drop him in the shower.
Yeah, it's like a soap in a bathtub.
Yeah.
Just
I would not want to be the person who grabbed Charlie and made him go like that. Anyway,
no. So Charlie walks down with the hello, my baby, hello, my honey.
Why?
What?
he's wearing his evening trousers.
No, he's just singing.
They have a pinstripe.
I've never heard you sing before.
Except for, I love the Queen, I love the
Charlie
Queen.
always
Very
sings.
drunk then.
Yeah.
Charlie always sings.
Charlie sings a
I feel
lot.
like you never meant. Man, I do not remember.
Maybe you're just so self-involved that you don't pay attention to anyone else.
Charlie's just throwing shade at Abella. And it's
You'd think Nezor was the one that sings the most. No.
It's
I don't think
Charlie.
I've ever heard Nezor sing.
You've definitely had Nezor sing.
So the sun is setting as you step outside of the Nine Widows, and the foreshore beckons.
Bella's I've got Duchess. Yeah, she's out for the walk, enjoying the breeze. Yeah.
Having a good time. I'm like, yeah, I think we probably left her inside too long. Hey,
Oh, yes. Look, she gets a little
antsy.
but she's kind of used to it. You know, boxing bouts and the like.
Travelling
She's
life,
doing
yeah.
yes. So she's pretty used to it. Just the occasional zoomies.
It's not a bad reaction
What sort
happening.
of peopleage is around here?
There's a few dock workers that are knocking off from their busy day of shifting crates, and you see that there are a few fisher boats that are coming in off the river.
Yep.
People offloading their catches.
But there's not like people
It's-
around to hear what we're saying.
If there were, they're not paying attention. They don't particularly care. It is like a lightly industrial area that you're walking through.
Cool. So how are you liking the travelling?
This walk is lovely.
I mean in general. It's been a bit sudden. We started a war.
Look, that wasn't a high point. I kind of try to block it from my brain.
Yes.
The fact that we started a war.
Yes.
It's not great.
No.
I feel very. I'm just gonna repress. That's something we don't need to deal with.
We're all kind of dealing with it, though. I mean, I was the guy that moved the thing and moved all of the sun.
I was very
Move.
I was in move. I think I was in party move.
But like
We were all complicit there. You know what I really regret?
What's
Those
that?
like big armor things that did what we wanted, and we left them at the bottom of a river. I just feel like they would have been very useful.
Oh, potentially.
Maybe one day we can fashion some kind of device.
We Nezor's got the instruments and the stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know if that really counts.
If we just could probably go back there and sing them a song and they'd come back to us.
Or we could just tie some rope underneath them, get a big enough boat,
Yeah.
drag them out.
At least we know where they are.
That is true.
Yes.
Keep them in our back pocket.
So, what's going on here, Abella?
So I'm from Tilloak. And I fell in with a bad crowd. And at the same time, there's this whole betrothal thing with my parents, and look, it's a whole thing. But out of that mess, I was pushed into a position where I was given an assignment to either kill someone, just straight up assassinate, not out of self-defense or anything, or my own life was forfeited. So I ran away. And now I'm here, and Viola knows all that. And the people I ran away from, it's pretty much the same organization. It's a branch of the organization she's a part of. So she has complete power over me while I'm here. Because you don't leave this organization.
So, then why are we staying in this city? Why don't we get you as far away from here as possible?
Because now she knows I'm here. If we deal with this problem for her, because they're both essentially branches of this sort of criminal underworld, I think the uncle is slightly more bad. And I think they have competing worldviews. So if we don't take care of this problem for her, then she's going to make that a big problem for me. And if I solve this problem for her, that whole issue just goes away. At least while I'm in the city.
So you're comfortable killing somebody?
I was concerned about it before Rhylind told us the deal that he was trying to make with her. Now I am not.
We're not going to go anywhere without you. My only concern is if we... You know that we've all got your back, right?
Yeah.
And... Like... We all knew you were lying when you first told us what was going on with a man just harassing
you
this old lady.
didn't.
Are you calling me a liar? Sorry, Abella.
Excuse me, I'm a great liar. I didn't.
Even though we knew that you were lying to us, we still agreed to help you. So wouldn't it be easier? Because what if we went in not knowing what was going on and Skairn died because he didn't have information that you had, or Rhylind gets crippled, or we lose any of us?
There was no information that I had that would have been relevant to that. Like, we all know who these people are.
Yes, but...
They have, to be honest, they have more of a vested interest in Rhylind at the moment than me.
So this woman has, I would assume, been messing around with my stuff in my room. I noticed my tea set's been moved. And we might have been...
I'm sad to hear that.
But we might have been able to be a bit more careful if we were aware that she was...
It's also good to know anything we say in that house, and I mean anything.
We could tell.
Look, I don't... I think you just be very intuitive.
Quite possible. But...
I think. And then you would let the others know, because otherwise I would have fooled them, I'm pretty sure.
I'm fairly certain that you've definitely fooled everyone else, just not me. Do you want me to roll for persuasion?
I would like to let it know.
Can I remember that I don't?
Yeah, no, we were all like,
No,
but we
I'm
also...
actually lying, that's why I'm rolling too.
Yeah, like, we already knew that she was a thiefy, baddie person.
You're a baddie person?
I rolled a 3 on my lie check, plus...
But you could decide whether or not you wanted to not believe him.
Okay,
So that's a 4.
Play this
Your
out.
base
yeah.
insight, I think, is enough to beat that.
Yes, Charlie basically goes like, oh no, I'm fairly certain to fool the rest of them.
Really? Seriously?
What?
I'm not that. Really? Because
Well-
I'm not bad at that.
I mean, me and Nezor did have
damn
a
it.
conversation about how terrible you were at lying.
Oh, no. I thought this was a talent of mine.
No.
That's perfect.
That's amazing. No.
Damn it, Oh, man, look, I'm glad we're having this conversation, because I have been living a lie.
Yes.
Not
Yes,
a very
very
good one,
badly.
though.
A few. Look, we care about you. We don't want... I would happily go talk to this old lady face to face
I
and
don't
tell
think you
her
should do that.
to stop.
Don't. That would be a very bad... You see, this is the... Okay, there are 2 reasons I didn't want to tell you specifically, is that 1, you would try to take matters in your own hand, and I don't think you have the right attitude to to function in this kind of society.
I wouldn't take it into my own hands if you asked me not to.
The other is I didn't want to lose your respect.
You'd need to do a lot more than that. A petty liar isn't going to damage my respect. And being caught up in God knows what. Like, it's not like you're a thief or anything.
Okay, look, we're just airing this out, so I'm just going to say it. That's what it is.
What?
The thieves. That's me. That's how I got into it. I'm real good at stealing things. I've never stolen from you, and I wouldn't. I'm just saying, we're being honest, and this is me being honest. This is what got me into trouble, and I'm really good at it. And it's not something I'd ever do to anyone who couldn't afford to lose it. It was never about the things. It was always about the challenge.
At least you can identify that it's a problem. That's the first step.
Just so we're clear on my feelings on the matter, it's a problem because it's landed me in hot water. It is a talent that I think can be used as a tool in specific circumstances.
Sure. I punch people really hard in the face.
You do, and you're great at that.
But I don't punch people really hard in the face
You can't afford to take it.
who you don't see me punching this man who's got a particularly big face. Just because a person has a particularly large purse
No.
doesn't mean we take from it. Just as if a man has a particularly large face doesn't mean I punch it.
He's a good man. He's not a good poet. We knew this.
Look, even if you know it would feel fabulous on your knuckles.
I don't punch people because they deserve to be punched. I punch them because of how good it feels.
Because that is a face made to be punched. Look, Abella, I get that not everybody holds themselves to the same standard that I do. And I don't hold everyone to my standards. That would be foolish of me. I guess the same thing I've said to Skairn, I would say to you. Just be wary that your actions do also affect everyone else.
This is something I'm aware of, yes.
Well, then we're good. As I said, I've always got your back, so just Duchess.
Aw. Come here, pal. Come here, buddy.
Okay.
Then he checks his pockets.
Yeah. Rhylind, you are, I guess, either in your room or downstairs having a drink.
I'm downstairs and it's 5 o'clock, so I'm having a drink.
Multiple.
Quillane reappears. It looks like he's come off of like a watch or something, and he has got like a fine powder around like his knees and below, and he just sort of wanders straight in past you, gets the first bottle of something alcoholic, and then sort of sits down across from you, uncorks it, and just takes a big slug and puts it down and goes, "So the place I was guarding got blown up
That's
by a giant bird."
Oh, that. Glad that's how that started.
If it makes you feel better, I did hit it in the asshole with my axe.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I also saw the man who stabbed it in the eye.
Well, technically, oh yes. Sorry, the other guy punched it in the eye.
So I've been pulled off my watch.
Presumably, you only have a pile of rubble to watch. No.
Well, I mean, there's a few people sifting through it at the moment to find people's possessions, but yeah, pretty much.
Some dude is like, where the fuck is my gun? I left my pistol right here.
So apart from your short journey out to my workplace, it's like you never leave this place and you're constantly drinking. I can really respect that.
I'm glad you ended that sentence like that. And I'm just going to take with my pinky finger sticking out.
Yeah.
It's like, you will not come between me and my wine right now.
No, he just takes another swig.
Is she a wine woman?
Oh, she gets around. She
Okay.
tries out all the different beverages.
She's been doing for the past 3 days is what?
That went to a higher octave than I thought was possible.
I was quiet.
Yeah, what you said.
I said, she's been doing for the past few days is wine.
Okay.
Is hanging out and drinking. So I've tried pretty much everything Viola has by this point.
Yeah. Most of it's quite nice. He pulls a deck of cards out and shuffles it between his hands and goes, 3 kings?
I've got some hours to kill.
And he starts dealing you in. And as he does so, he goes, "So, admittedly, I don't particularly like the idea of inserting spears and axes into rectal cavities, but you can handle yourself in combat."
Is he hitting on me?
If he is, which you could definitely read into the situation that he might be, he's not doing a great job of it.
Okay.
But if he isn't, then this might just be conversation.
Okay. Oh, well, thank you. I've been practicing,
So what are you, like a mercenary outfit?
more or less. It's complicated.
What's the company?
Oh, none at present.
Skairn and Associates.
Fuck off.
Nezor and his merry men.
That's better, actually.
I'd be good for that.
I love everyone's like, yeah, okay, Nezor can be the name.
Nezor's the fucking rock star. Like,
Guys, Rhyland's rebels.
I'm happy for that as well.
Yeah, look.
Are you or whoever's in charge hiring?
Well, I don't really work on the facilitation side of things.
You just seemed like the person in charge, that's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never do
I-
any work.
You seem like a Rupert. You seem like a Rupert.
She's the Cersei Lannister of it. Here, go do the things while I drink.
I mean, if you're looking for a way out of the city, I can arrange that, but...
I've been around and I can see what's happening. I'm not blind. I don't know what your contract is, but I'm thinking that this place is a powder keg ready to go off. And I'm thinking that even if it is dealt with in the way that the boss is currently dealing with it, it's only going to be a matter of time before the whole thing with the Ream is resolved one way or the other, and then we're going to have to deal with it here. And I'm very much attached to my head and ears and other appendages. I like them where they are, and I also take a bit of pride in picking the winning side. And if signing on with your merry little band means that I can get out of here and get a little coin for my trouble, I'm open to it. And he's looking around at the moment, just sort of trying to gauge as to whether or not there's anyone that's listening in. There's no one else in the room, but he's very clearly trying to make a pitch. And he goes, and to be frank, I didn't sign up to fight giant fucking birds.
Might it be worth pointing out that if he comes with us, that might well be what happens?
That's exactly what he'll be signing up for.
Bear in mind, the last thing we fought was exactly that, and we did it voluntarily.
I didn't. I was all like, let's get away from the fucking...
I remember we had a huge argument how this wasn't voluntary.
Well, it's certainly an interesting proposition, Quillane. I'll have to give it some thought, obviously, but... What sort of skills would you say are your best assets?
Well, I did 3 years in cavalry with the Republican Army.
In cavalry, you say?
Did a short stint in Valen, working as some Ponce's bodyguard. Signed on with the Red Shields, went to the Unholy Empire. I really wish I hadn't. Spent a couple of years skirmishing there, mostly undead. Quite a few ghouls, some stuff that I really didn't want to see again. Dealt with some Illic pirates, and don't get me wrong, I like Bjorn. I think he would die for his men, but I don't like the way things are handled right now, and I feel like there's something the brass isn't telling us.
And where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, I see myself... He's actually taking it somewhat seriously. He's like, well, I see myself either in charge of a small band such as yourselves, or acting as a loyal number 2.
It's good to keep your options open.
Yeah, well,
Preferred weapon?
He taps his side and goes, I've had this since my time with the cavalry. Dab hands with a bow. I can handle a musket. Form drills have been part of what we've had to do. Can fight a bit. Can sing a little.
We do need a backing vocalist.
What?
I was mentioning
Not
Charlie
you,
on,
and not her.
Charlie on drums. Dum, dum,
Yeah.
dum.
Oh, I love the queen. Punching the drum.
I'm so tempted to just take him outside and ask him to punch me a few times just to see what happens.
So he
What, me
leans...
or him?
No, this guy just be like, I've had a few drinks. Do you want to go and have a fight in the yard?
Charlie would show up, see you two fight, and go, why doesn't she want to fight me?
Because you'd punch my head off.
Because you kill me.
Non-lethally, but...
Would that be ill-advised, DM? Give me a sign.
You can fight whoever you want to fight. He leans in a bit and he goes, also, given my stint in the north, I know a little bit about, well, let's say, unorthodox meal preparation.
Can I perception that?
Yeah.
What the
He
fuck
eats
did...
people.
Is he a cannibal? I rolled a 4 plus 0, so...
You get the impression that what he's talking about is scavenging. Even though you rolled a 4, no. You didn't have to...
Doesn't mean cannibalism.
I mean, it might, but he's talking about...
Scavenge
Certainly could.
some delicious long pork.
Yeah, he's talking... It could... you know what? That's the best way to read it. He could mean scavenging. He could mean cannibalism. He might also mean, stealing food from people. It could... Basically, he's like...
Making something out of nothing.
And at a stretch, I can show a horse.
Yeah. That would be handy.
We only have 2.
Meta, did I tell this guy my real name? I feel like I
No.
lied. I think I lied to him.
No, you called yourself whatever fake name you were going
Where'd the
with.
second horse come from?
There.
We had one when we arrived, didn't we?
No, you stole his horse as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
We rolled into town on it.
Okay.
Yes. It's still stabled out the back.
Okay. No,
Make sure we get that.
Yeah, we do have to. There you go. We do have to.
Quillane, given your familiarity with my history, that doesn't bother you?
I mean, it's not like I'm employed by the Republican Army anymore. Truth be told, we only know about you because of by reputation. I mean, how many silver dragonborn do you meet? Although I saw a red guy once, but
Where was that?
oh, that was in Kaye.
Like recently? I rarely meet
No, not
others of
recently.
my
It
own
was a
kind.
couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago. Yeah.
Well, I was on my way back from Valen. I caught a ship from Kaye.
How big was he?
Fairly big.
Fairly big as in...
Bigger than you.
Bigger than me.
Yeah.
Like 2 me's? 1.5 me's? 3?
I couldn't really say. I saw him on a ship.
Oh. Was it a particular allegiance?
Looked illic.
Interesting.
You know, that sort of bow they've got.
What, with a monster on the front? Okay.
No, would I have met other Dragonborns?
No.
Apart from
Very-
the one
very
that
Marduk,
we
Yeah,
killed.
apart from the one that you met.
Yeah.
And then
Except for that one guy.
Except for that one guy who's now dead.
Yeah.
Marduk.
Marduk.
Yeah.
It's like if people are saying there's a silver dragonborn walking around, it's like it's either you or this one other one.
Yeah.
That's the impression I get.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another silver dragonborn hanging out somewhere.
Her name's Silver. It's really boring.
Yeah, who came up with that name?
So, are you hiring or not? Because if not, I gotta think of other employment options. Just gotta look out for number one, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'd have to think about, the dynamics of your addition to our little band and, whether you would mesh with the other personalities that I'm currently dealing with. When would you need an answer by?
He takes another big swig from the bottle. He goes, preferably now, but I could wait till tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning it is then. Can I buy you another bottle? Or fish one
He
out?
finishes that, and then he goes, yes.
Go on, go get more booze.
All right. Okay, so you all trickle back in at different times. I imagine that Charlie and Abella would probably be returning before.
And I went, Charlie, Abella, come get hammered. This is Quillane.
Keren.
Quillane. Sorry.
And he turns, and this guy's in full uniform,
But he's covered in cocaine.
covered in cocaine. And he raises a glass, because you forced him to use a glass.
He nearly got crushed by a building. The bird got knocked down.
I flew that bird into that building.
Yes, I saw that shortly before the building exploded.
Cool, wasn't it?
I was there.
She didn't do anything.
So, I haven't called any of your names.
Oh, Charlie.
Oh, nice to meet you. And he shakes your hand. He's like, that's quite a grip you have there.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's fine. I'm just not used to dealing with that. Enchanté.
Abella.
He takes your hand and he kisses it.
Actually, I'd be very used to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
She's been petting the dog with that. Can I do just like a insight check? Just to sort of
What do you want to get from it, though?
what sort of person he is.
Okay, cool.
Like, sure he's a little boozy, but like just sort of a, you would meet a person and go,
Yeah, you analyze them. Yeah, no worries.
17
17?
Scanning.
Plus.
Scanning.
plus 8.
No, I do it.
So 25.
He strikes you as...
Give me his hopes and dreams.
You want his hopes and dreams?
No, I want to
He gets paid. He dreams of getting paid.
Yeah.
No, he strikes you as being, one, a mercenary, but he's currently a little less guarded, and you kind of... He reminds you of sort of people you worked with on the ship. Like, he's sort of the person who could very easily slot into any social situation and then slowly build into the machine once he understands how it works. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very adaptable.
It is an adaptable personality is definitely what you get. He also, there is something about him that you don't necessarily, there's like an opportunism about him that you don't necessarily like, but it's not a problem.
Again, it's something I would identify from
Yeah.
being raised in a merchant family.
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. He's kind of like he's a little bit like a businessman, I guess.
Yeah, he's like a small entrepreneur, like
He's
an
a
up and coming
sole
entrepreneur. Yeah.
Like,
I'm a
you
sole
work
trader.
really hard.
Yeah. Duchess doesn't really like him that much, though. She's just sitting there, with not hackles up, but like at him.
Charlie would sort of
Yeah.
ruffle her and be like, it's okay. Like, give her the comforting, like, don't worry, he's not a threat.
Stop being a dick.
But also, if a dog doesn't like you, you got a problem.
Yeah.
Like-
well, he actually makes a note and goes, oh, well, this is going to be awkward then, isn't it?
What's going to be awkward, sorry?
Oh, you know what they say about dogs.
I
They're good
do.
judges of character.
They are. Why would you feel that my...
Well, because she's
character...
growling.
Yes, sure, but what character flaws would you feel that she's picking up on?
Oh, he
He's
looks over.
pretty shit at cards.
He looks over to Rhylind and goes, "Oh, is this also part of the interview?"
I like throw a total non-subtle wink at Charlie.
I'm like, what?
Keren was interested in joining us when we leave.
Oh.
Well, I mean, and he looks at Abella and goes, "I'm already seeing a lot of benefits of signing up."
Sleaze is definitely one of them.
No,
So
Yes.
he's hitting on Abella, right?
he's definitely hitting on Abella.
No, doesn't look like it. No, from what you rolled.
You are kind of sloshed.
You don't like her at all.
Am I not pretty enough?
Is my
Is my
heart...
heart too broken? Why do you see right through me?
She's too outspoken.
It's always nice to have a bit of beauty in the workplace.
Oh, no, I take this compliment. Like, oh, thank you.
Charlie sort of like
I'm so chuffed.
offendedly gestures at, like, Lady Rhyland's beautiful. I'm beautiful. We're all beautiful. What is with this man?
At which point Skairn walks in and goes, I'm not.
And he stinks too.
yeah, I
You've got
do.
with that.
Kelaine actually just pushes, and he's like, eyes kind of go. He does like the thing of like everyone does this, but it's not really mentioned. They see you, and then they smell you, and then they kind of go. Ah. It's almost like they physically are repelled, but he fights through it and pushes the bottle of wine down to you.
Yeah, so as it turns out, I'm the subtle one.
You're going to have to explain that statement.
I will, as soon as we're not in company. Good evening. And I take
Good evening,
the bottle.
sir.
And Krosh, now that he's there, he is actually still really sulky.
Oh yeah.
Because the whole
glad you said that.
masonry to the back of the head incident.
Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
I helped.
And so he's actually not on my shoulder. He's cupped in one arm. He's cupped on my left arm, and I'm just sort of holding him. And so whenever my hand is free, which is he's now irritated that someone has given me something. So for that and that alone, Krosh doesn't like this guy because he just handed me something. Because until then, I was pruning him.
Right.
Preening him?
No, you're pruning him.
Yeah, I was getting off all of the excess bits of rubble.
Yeah.
And I said, look, this guy got the same thing you did. What happened to you?
It stood close to a building.
Giant bird fall into it?
Yeah.
It happens a lot, doesn't it?
I mean, not in my experience, but
In our experience, all the
That's
time.
the second time we fought that bird.
This time went a lot better.
no.
What
He
do you
didn't get a
mean?
chance to fly away the second time, let's put it that way.
Yes, first time it flew away.
Also, having a whole bunch of dudes with guns really helped.
Yeah, were you one of them? No.
No.
We didn't party with you after?
No, I was picking myself out of rubble.
But you're okay. I actually look and make sure that he's okay.
Oh yeah, he's fine. He's just like it's like the covered in dust. So because well, thankfully I was on the far side of the building.
What happened to the near side?
Well, you were there.
There was a
not-
bird.
I was on that bird.
Yeah, no.
You remember that bird that Charlie killed?
I was very
Yeah, I think it was me that
It
killed
was like
that
a
bird.
group effort.
Yeah,
Definitely not one person particularly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that little tiny piece of burning arrowhead did some damage. Probably more
they're
than
talking-
drilling the feather into its skull repeatedly.
Well, and then I take a big swig, and then I put it back down and slide it back along the table again and go, and I do that.
Yeah.
And then I go back to stroking Krosh, and I say, do you have a pleasant afternoon without us?
I'm having a great afternoon.
Good.
This is very nice. Wine.
Sure. And the beautiful Abella, did you have a nice walk?
Beautiful.
The whole time you guys were having that little exchange between each other, Kelen has been sort of like leaning over and like
Which is why.
whispering a little bit to you, like sort of like it's
I'm like,
very bashful.
What? Speak up!
No,
Sorry, a bird flew into a building near me. I'm partially deaf at the moment.
I can't hear you.
no.
Sorry, go on.
I'm gonna say he's going to roll to seduce. You can roll. What would be I guess insight would be a good resistance roll because I think this is going to be opposed.
I got a nat 20.
Very nice. That does beat his attempts. However, he is definitely putting up a valiant effort. He is making sort of like every, I guess, French stereotypes like, oh, hello, my darling, you look so beautiful. Kind of like that sort of like.
Across like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, a little bit.
No,
Offensively garlicky breath.
don't ruin
No,
this.
but he's like commenting on like he thinks your hair is very pretty. He loves the jewelry you're wearing.
I don't think I'm wearing
He's
it,
not
but
met.
continue.
He's not met many Bashano girls who know how to be both deadly and beautiful.
Oh, I was
all
worried
that
you were going
kind
to go
of stuff.
somewhere weird with that, but no, you saved it. It's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Like he's like, I liked how I like your innate ferociousness. It's sort of like, but he's saying this all in Bashan.
It's like he's looking at
What
Ralph
role-
while
what-
he's describing
What
about
role
it.
can I make to
Excuse me,
project
I am innately ferocious.
I'm telling you what he's saying. That's it. I'm not doing it. I'm just saying. That's what he's doing.
I'll be honest, Abella's digging this.
You also know that he's like,
I don't.
yeah. I'm just saying, like,
No,
you're like,
he's
no.
it's very clearly like he's like, I want to do this.
fucking
Like, do
hilarious.
you? This is the like.
Yeah, and then I
There's
think
nothing else
when
attached to
you
it.
push the wine back into it, he just sort of picks it up and sips it and puts it down, and then sort of just he's not breaking eye contact.
Is anyone else getting a Dario and a Harris vibe here?
Yes, that was particularly gross.
Sorry, I'm
Anyway.
too distracting.
I
Anyway.
speak Bashan.
Quilem,
I do as well.
No, they were definitely having. Yeah, you picked it up and you picked it up, and you don't know what he was saying.
I can pick up on the body language.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and it's,
I'm a seductress. I know what's seducing.
And the horrific erection that he has.
No, he's just got a pistol in his trousers.
No, that's
Oh, yes,
not a
she'd be
man.
wearing some-
That's all right. So does she.
Oh, it's going to be a
The
turn
last
off for him.
time, it's under my pillow.
For the last time, I don't have a penis.
Well, I think I need to go take my Conrad's report, but you feel free to finish that wine. Shall we?
Sure.
Shall all of we?
I look at her like,
Ooh, burn!
No, that's not what I meant. I was like, do we all have to go? It's like,
Do you have anything in... I think you should hear what your comrades have to report about.
We do actually have a question to ask. I'm sorry.
Quillane leans over, takes your hand, and just goes, "It was enchanting to meet you." And
Dog hands.
Should be no more than 5 minutes. Should be no
he
more than
goes-
5 minutes.
that's fine. I'm.
But
That's
do,
all I
finish,
take.
finish the wine. Lovely to see you again. I'll let you know. So I take everyone up to my room. No pun intended. I just want to hear what happened.
we may have bought 600 bags of flour,
Yes.
so we just gotta
So-
confirm a ship.
We've got a
to get it out.
sick deal on it as well.
Okay, great.
hopefully we'll
Flower
get good resale value.
Yeah, we're thinking probably doubling. But, so, here's the thing. We did try a little thing, your whole, I know your dad.
I tried like mime like this house.
Do you want
is.
What's it is?
Be
Okay.
careful.
So possibly I get out a piece of paper
Look, I'm sure there's stationery in the hotel room.
and I scribble down his response and say, any idea what that means?
And I write on there, he wants someone to help him create a distraction. So,
Okay. It's flour. What's a distraction?
We can do that. Explodes mill. Distraction. Go, go, go. You're welcome.
Right, so we just need to get a boat in the morning and...
So there is a chap called Emery.
Emery.
Emery is...
that's the girl's name.
Anyway, we're going to a warehouse to pick up 600 bags of flour.
tomorrow. We can do that before or after. I would recommend after, but yeah, we can do that at any time because the flour isn't kept in the mill.
How much did you pay for this 600 bags?
I gave him 72 gold pieces.
Ooh, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I know, right? We could probably double it.
Yes, probably.
Just gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
On that note, that man I was talking to downstairs, he's got the impression that we are a group of mercenaries and I am your captain.
Look, I mean,
And he's looking for employment outside of Ratu as he wasn't really down with the whole bird crashing into a building business.
So
He's not down
don't
with
want
us.
to fight.
What?
I think he probably wants to
He's a
fight
merc who
things.
doesn't want to fight giant birds.
Yes.
He's probably
So
signing
then
up with the wrong company.
Why does he
if
want
he's
to
coming
come?
with us.
Yes, we're going.
It's like the people who killed the bird.
Oh, I feel he knows who I am. He's the one who tried to blackmail me.
Good. I mean, what?
Well, that's
in
less
my
good.
head, in
I
Abella's
want
head,
to
she's
sleep
like,
with him less now.
no, I'm like, does that make a difference? Am I being a disloyal friend? If I will
Only
probably.
if you're asked not to.
I'm gonna
Abella,
hold on
please
to
don't
this
sleep with
and
this guy.
I'm gonna. You have no fucking say in this.
Feel free to if you need to.
I'm gonna
but-
put a pin in. I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna
No,
put a
no.
pin in this mentally, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask her about that later.
Just between the girls. Yeah.
But like,
So obviously, I kind of put him off because technically I'm not your captain. So I don't know if you want an
I
extra
mean,
pair of
look,
hands.
I'm kind of a.
With
I put my vote that you are.
Oh, thank you, Charlie.
the rest of us are silent. I'm like, I
Well, you
would-
know, 1 out of 4's better.
There's a hierarchy.
Look, it's more sort of applying a hierarchy. I mean, there are people who make decisions, and there are people who just sort of tend to go with the flow. But
Wonder which kind you are. Anyway,
Oh, that's rude.
anyway,
I'm neither. I definitely do both.
Anyway, there's no pressing need to take him with us, but the option's there. If anyone here would be interested in
It
that.
might be fun depending on things.
Is he aware though that like we've fought a big red dragon man?
A
A giant bird
the big
twice.
Red dragon. He saw the big red dragon man in Key on a boat about 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, good, because we killed him like.
Yeah, he's dead now.
Did
But
he say going where?
I think he was arriving in Key. That's the impression I got.
Well, what kind of boat?
It was a Illic boat, longboat. Coming from the Unholy Empire.
That's
A fair,
interesting.
fair suspicion, given it was Illic. Presumably, he's out of his contract with the Red Shields.
Presumably, unless he wants to end up dead.
Yeah, I don't want to piss off Bjorn by nicking a dude of his.
Fair enough.
Also, would he know?
Would he care?
Castellan would.
Of course he would.
Costello would.
Costello did just do
Bjorn
us a
wouldn't
solid.
care.
Do we want him?
That's
think
the
it
more
might
of a
be.
question.
It might be fun.
It might be fun, but
Abella.
like,
All of us want to fuck him.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, fuck off. I don't share.
No, well, no.
Oh well, then sorry, you're going to miss out, aren't you?
Yeah, you're going to need a new tent then. It's not big enough for two.
There's also the slightly thorny matter of explaining to him that our next task is blowing up a mill, so I don't get
He
assassinated.
doesn't have to be involved in that part.
Oh, it'd be super handy though if he was.
My concern
He's
is
joining
also
he's leaving the Red Shields and joining a Meat Shields.
another question. Charlie actually puts his hand up.
Yes, Charlie.
And thank you, Abella.
You're welcome.
What happened with
We
you
are,
two?
we are potentially doing secret stuff, like
Agent work, yeah.
secret agent stuff. With do we? Is it our call to bring him on in such a capacity
I am worried.
without talking to Dupree?
I
Do we really give a fuck what?
don't know. Yeah, no.
I mean,
That's-
Dupree's welcome to just say no.
I know. What I mean though is like with the potential
Do we want to
partnership with Dupree.
queer our pitch with Dupree?
Or we get him to help us tomorrow morning and then kill him and leave his body at the mill as a distraction.
Or just lives like, okay, so here's what you do: you take this into the mill and leave it there.
Yeah, I just
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I don't know what his intrinsic value will be.
It depends on things later.
Well, he whispers Bashano very sweetly, doesn't he?
Yeah, but we can get.
Tell you what,
Horse
why don't you
anywhere.
ascertain his potential value this evening, and
All
tomorrow
right,
we
I'll
can
get back
talk.
to you. Get back to you.
I'm-
No, but seriously, I don't think we should involve him in the
No.
whatever we're doing
No.
here because it's too late. There's too much, and if he isn't on board, if he takes the wrong information to the wrong people,
We are
we are-
dead.
we're in trouble.
Yeah.
I agree, and
yeah.
I put my.
How do we know he's on the
concern is-
level?
Well, exactly. My concern is also future dealings with Dupree. I don't think he wasn't invited by Dupree, so I don't terribly believe we should invite him.
how far away is Key by boat?
By boat, it'd take you about a week.
A week's travel is not enough time to get to know someone, to trust them in on the level of conspiracy that Dupree was around us.
So we end up being essentially...
We are magnets for
Yeah,
disaster.
we end up bringing a person along that could potentially not like all of us for one reason or another.
I think he's got a good skill set that might come in really handy.
I love that your impression of that is like he was saying really nice things about me.
dreamy.
Abella,
Not that dreamy.
you do know you can just sleep with him. He doesn't have to follow us around.
It might be really good. And that's
Like an
hard to
ongoing
find,
fuck buddy is very
from what
useful.
I hear.
Look, I'm not going to say it's not part of my consideration, but it's not the main one.
I don't want to have to pay this man a 6th share just for doing those things
Servicing
with you.
Don't worry, we
He's
wouldn't pay him
not
for
going to
that.
be my personal...
I'm
I'm
sorry,
pretty sure it will
but
never that no one else is going to indulge. Yeah, probably.
that's essentially the argument that you're making.
No, he's a mercenary. He's good at stabbing things.
In terms of his actual abilities, he's a former cavalry soldier.
Cavalry.
I could go for a nice.
In.
I could go for a nice cavalry, actually.
Delicious.
Cavalry, so he knows how to ride a horse, he knows how to swing a sword. And look, when he did try to blackmail me about who I was,
You could hold me on a
he seemed
horse.
very reasonable after that. And also-
Wait. He tried to blackmail you?
We already discussed this. When I was in
Okay.
prison that night and they didn't realize who I was.
So that just says to me that
He's an opportunist.
sure, but
He
when
sees us as an opportunity. Whether we think that's a good thing or not is...
how many of us here are hunted? Just saying.
Well, you're not.
No, I'm just asking. How
At
many?
least 2.
At
Possibly
least
3.
But I think we're good after tomorrow.
I think as long as I don't
Depending on-
mention that I am
Your
that
sister's the sea bitch?
in Felspar, then I'm probably okay. But
Sure.
Look,
And I
long
mean-
term, he'd probably be more trouble than he's worth. But in the short term, is this a possibility we can exploit?
Yes. Also,
take him on for a short term sort of a, hey, we've got this thing.
we could potentially help him get out.
trial.
But I don't.
Yeah, take him on a trial basis. That sounds good. See
still-
how we go.
Take him to Kaye and then
Maybe do some...
cut him loose.
Sorry?
Again,
Drop him off the back of the ship halfway there if you don't like him.
I am
Maybe, I
so
don't know. We'll see.
obviously Erhart, and we're moving deeper into Bashano territory.
This is a good point because he will be able to help us. I feel like having another Bashano with us, that's more Bashano than me. Because
Wait, he's not an elf, is he?
He is an elf.
Oh, yeah.
Bashano.
Also,
speaking-
ex-Republican army.
Yeah,
Which is a Bashano.
Oh, got it. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, cool.
So he knows what he's doing around all the military stuff, which I think will be more and more relevant. And he might be able to get us in places. Like, for example, if we had this guy when we were entering this city, I don't know if we would have lost all our guns and stuff.
Of course we would.
Probably
Well,
would have.
look, probably, but it would have been less hassle.
Look,
And we would have been treated nicer.
my vote is I'm not sold, but I will defer to the group.
I'm keen for a trial basis and see how we go.
I want to figure out what we need to do first.
So back to blowing things up.
Yeah.
Oh, goody.
I worry that,
Oh, there's guards there.
yeah,
Red shield.
red shields.
Only
Yeah,
like
Harry.
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
but could I not just send word to have them pulled out?
Possibly.
I feel like that would look very sus if then they're pulled out and then something is...
Not if they just go
Loaded.
for a break.
Hit. Do you know what the perfect job for this red shield friend of ours is?
Getting those men away.
Look, it would be.
But back to, we don't know if Uncle's there.
No,
If our
we
whole
didn't
point
get
of
in. There
blowing
was a
it up-
guy outside. We didn't even get in there.
If the whole point of blowing it up is to help Abella by killing Uncle,
Also, Rhylind.
also Rhylind,
Yeah.
help our lady friends,
I
then
feel like checking out the castle not the castle, the place where Rhylind was quarried would actually probably be the best.
we don't know where that is.
Rhylind has a vague idea though, right?
A vague idea. Doesn't mean we'll find
Hey,
it.
you roll
So we
around
can't
for a
exactly
little
take her with us unless we're willing to risk being caught. And I feel like if we're caught around the area, that's going to signal the uncle that we're coming for him.
while. Yeah. The other thought. I have 2. One is so.
Don't strain yourself, Skairn.
First of all, can Josh ask? You told us that Viola wants Uncle dead. Yes.
Yes.
Does Viola know where Uncle is?
I mean, no, she's definitely got to know.
Yeah. If she could tell us where he is, then we could be certain about it before we do the thing. Which would be super useful. Because otherwise, if we do this, we wreck shit, and then he goes into hiding because he's known we're hunting him, or he levies all of his dudes. We got to get him on the first go, otherwise he gets everybody all riled up.
It's the getting the guinea out from under the house scenario.
Yeah.
Well, possibly. So she asked Abella, knowing Abella would ask the rest of us. So any of us can ask her.
I would be...
It's fine.
I'd be careful, just because she could interpret how much we do know,
Yeah.
whichever way she chooses.
Sure.
And I don't think that would be favourable.
Fair enough. Although we are having this conversation in her house.
Yes,
Sure.
also, yes. So she probably knows
probably
we want
knows.
to ask her.
I like the idea of going in quiet and then being violent when that goes sideways.
I agree.
Using the explosion as our way out rather than waiting.
Yeah.
I agree. I think this is a good plan.
I'm also for talking to
Viola.
Castellan as well.
Or warning him that we're going to
I would like to talk to... I'd like to see how the boy's doing. B,
Oh, that one. All right, sure.
B, I'd also like to just let him know that there's potentially going to be an explosion in his city, but that's going to be us.
Taking care of a problem.
If he
Specific
wants to
explosion,
post
and if he
guards
wants to-
there to
or-
then
or
catch
not.
her.
Or to move the guards further outside the explosion
This
range.
is not a bad
That's
suggestion.
3.
He controls where the guards are, so if I can give him some warning, he can set them so it's not obvious, but that we're not killing his men.
3.
They could pull out
of the city.
in the morning and we do
yes.
it in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And
But
just
the problem
potentially let
is,
it.
what if that alerts them that something's going on?
It's up to Castellan.
I trust that he's got enough guile.
And also like, the guards, like 2 guys with a telescope aren't outside our mill anymore. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
If anything, they were monitoring us before and now they're not.
It could very much, he could set a bell, like an alarm bell, and then they move off to,
Or just
That's
like
not
all
bad.
Investigate
bells or
that.
whatever.
yeah, they go,
That's us.
we got to go do this thing. Like, boss wants us to go pick up this stuff. They go off. I don't know, I'm not, but I just feel like having the city on our side might help a little.
The red
It would,
shields
'cause
anyway.
the biggest 2 problems are where exactly is the uncle, and what do we do about these guards?
So, it sounds
speaking
like
to
you
Viola,
two need to talk to people.
yes, speaking to Viola solves one. Speaking to Castellan solves the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
And
we
that
go
can
in.
happen
Then we
tonight.
go in and say, "Hey, Emery, we happen to know a couple of guys who are really good at training dogs, and here they are. Let's go and talk in your mill. Murder, 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 or talk. Uncle, nice to meet you. Murder, murder, murder.
Yeah.
It's good to remember that you don't always speak to the highest up person. And
No, yeah,
I feel like you'd need to have a bit of a plan to get as close to him as you can before the murder starts.
absolutely, yeah. And we probably want to have that now rather than.
Yes, exactly.
Do you think it would be worth... So when are we going to start this? Because we're going to have to do planning.
Yeah.
And, me getting to see Castellan isn't...
No, you
Okay.
can do
Tomorrow
that right
thing.
now.
So I could go try and see him
Oh, you
now.
could do now, yeah.
My
Oh, actually-
Also, I have a
preferred-
plan for tonight.
He is
That's fine.
potentially
Still talk to
expecting me
Viola.
tomorrow. Gross. He is potentially expecting me tomorrow. So...
Does it involve Viola?
Yes, you're talking to
Does
Viola.
now.
Yes, after. Yes. Look, we don't even know where she is.
Just
I'll
make
find
sure
her.
you don't think about her
before.
while.
I'm just going to go
Oh
with you
my
might need a bit
God,
of stress relief.
Stan.
This is horrific. Oh my god. Right. No, hang on. Let's just get this plan done so I can get out of this room.
One more thing I'm going to throw out there. Don't forget, you can also go pick up your items tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
the
we're
best
excited
course
to
of
not
action
smell.
for me is that we get all the information we can tonight. We can plan tomorrow morning, get anything we need, including Skairn's magical items, including everyone's magical items. Actually, I want that coin. And
Skairn
then,
can go do so when I'm talking to Castellan.
Yeah.
and then we get organized to act and then leave tomorrow night.
Yeah, we need to get that boat and load.
I assume Viola will be back either late tonight or by tomorrow morning,
Yeah.
surely. So if we don't
So
catch her
earliest
tonight.
convenience for yourself.
Yes.
I like
She's
that.
not here right now, so
It's up to
Like a
you
breakfast,
whether or not
probably.
you did that.
yeah, probably breakfast.
She has cooked every
After
breakfast
you
that you
go.
guys have had.
There we
Or
go.
after breakfast
She
activity,
also
or
cooked
whatever. Well, let's not.
Probably not too far after breakfast.
Yeah, I'm just-
We'll keep it to the mornings. Keep
Yes.
it punctual.
So, Rhylind, have you got anything to add to the conversation? Because you've been awful quiet.
Yeah, Captain, come on. Add to the plan.
I don't know if I want to talk to you about I'm upset, so I'm not the captain.
I don't think
You can be
I'm a
the
fan of
captain if you
hierarchical
want.
structure.
Yeah,
I'm also
we
happy.
should
I'm
be-
also not down with the man.
We should be an autonomous collective of mercenaries.
Yeah. Like,
I don't like.
the name of it?
I don't like mercenary. I'm not a mercenary.
Autonomous
I'm an
collective of
adventurer.
adventurers.
Thank you, yes.
All right, but we're more autonomous when we have our robots.
Oh, shut up. I don't want to be here anymore.
So,
Can we sort this out?
To boil it down to its simplest elements.
We're going to bed.
Yeah, we are.
that's very simple. That's probably too
Charlie
simple.
will go and speak to Castellan to see if we can have the guards pulled off the mill so we can infiltrate it without having to worry about the red shields.
And
which
also
we-
making sure we can leave at night.
and making sure we can leave
Yes.
at night.
Yeah.
Abella is going to speak to Viola tomorrow morning to see if she can confirm that the uncle is still in the hideout that is under the mill.
Yes.
Skairn's going to go pick up the magical objects
And a boat.
And de-smell himself.
and a boat. Nezor, were you going to go with him
Yes.
again?
Yeah, we'll do
Don't
that.
get robbed this time.
We'll try not to.
So,
That's his problem.
do we want to involve...
Like I was saying before, I'll just lay it out, Tip. We are leaving on a boat tomorrow.
Rhylind can
we-
do that.
Yeah, Rhylind can tell him.
I have a feeling
Like
she's going to see him sooner than
I
I
am
And
going
more.
to...
I'd prefer we don't mix business and pleasure.
Well, that's why Rhylind should do it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's just going to knock on the door when we're finished.
No, he's going to come down for breakfast like civilized people, and then you can have a conversation when you're not playing with each other. My goodness, Abella!
Well, I did say I would give him an answer in the morning. So I don't have to do anything with him
Exactly.
until the morning.
I'm just very uncomfortable with this
I will-
conversation.
I will-
You're the ones that dragged me away.
I did say it would be quick.
We're doing this for you.
Can I request?
He's probably
mainly-
going to sleep.
It's only 6 o'clock.
Yeah, he's very covered in dust. He's probably gone for a bath. Let's hope so. Make him bathe.
Sorry that you're missing out on
So,
baths.
may I have a request? May I request? Use his room, not yours.
Yes, 'cause
I
your
share a
room's-
wall.
Yes, so do.
And also, I will speak to him in the morning and tell him nothing beyond the details in that
We're leaving.
we're leaving
He's welcome to
tomorrow
come with.
night. He's welcome to come with.
We're not hiring.
But we make no promises.
We make no promises. We're
But
going to
we'll
keep.
see on the boat
Yes.
how we go.
We'll have him on the boat, and we can offer him a small
Are we
percentage
going
of
to
the.
You'll
be
have
with
him on
us
the
when we
boat.
go
Don't need
the
to.
mill, or are we going
He's
to pick
out.
him
He
up
wants out.
afterwards?
I get that, but he's probably still going to try and get some money. So what I'm suggesting is we can offer him a few ducats from this. We can basically say, I'll tell you what, when we
him
flip
as a
this.
guard for the
Exactly.
boat,
And when
yeah.
we flip this, that's when he gets paid.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to know that we've got more coins than.
Yeah.
God.
Yes.
Coins then God, indeed.
I don't think we do. It's not that much.
I mean, we have a lot, considering 11 gold pieces is enough for a man to live on for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
we've
we
got
are so
altogether too
rich.
much gold, but yeah.
So, with the conversation brought to a close, Abella, you descend the stairs back down to the dining room.
You find wine with 2 glasses of wine set aside, and he moves the chair open for you. Viola has returned, and she serves you both a meal that you eat together.
And while you eat, Keren starts to talk to you.
So where are you from?
Actually, from near the capital. Grew up there and left to make my mark on the world. Travelled around a bit.
I was going to ask how you found yourself here in this backwater, but
It's a bit of a long story. I think when you're an adventurer, things just happen and take you places. And you have the opportunity to either say yes or no, and I guess this is the opportunity we said yes to. I mean, we're on our way to Kaye, and this was sort of on the way. But I'm glad I stopped here.
I am too. I probably would never have met you otherwise.
How about you? Where are you from?
I grew up in Tollenmard, and then, parents died, as they do. And then, well, I think you could probably ask Rhylind about my military adventures, but I'm happy to tell you a secret or two if you want. And then he leans over and whispers, "Sweet nothings."
Yeah, ask him about his culinary prowess.
Hi, hello, how are you? It's me, Matthew, your Dungeon Master, here to talk to you all about Nerds of the West. Nerds of the West, as you may have already heard, as nerds are the word, are a community of like-minded board game enthusiasts who produce videos and stream live play board games for your viewing pleasure on Twitch and YouTube. Our very own Tom Moore, playing Nezor Valghoorlis, is one of the fantastic people you can watch delving into new releases and replayable classics. They've played card games like Exploding Kittens, social deduction games like One Night Werewolf, and other board games running the gamut from puzzle games like Azul to Euro games like Power Grid. They've even had a few cameo appearances from the There Be Dragons crew. We have a particularly fun video that we may have already mentioned in previous ad breaks where we sat down and played Baldur's Gate version of House on the Hill, which is a great little watch. You can check it out on the Nerds YouTube channel, or you can go and check out our own YouTube channel where we upload our episodes and check out our playlist. That's Nerds of the West or There Be Dragons on YouTube. We'd also like to talk to you a little bit about Meeples and Dragons. Meeples and Dragons is an online store that you can go and get all kinds of cool board games, dice accessories, and other tabletop RPG accoutrements. You can check them out at meeplesanddragons.com.au. They work with a variety of game developers and other outlets that are usually found internationally, and being literally on an island in the middle of an ocean, that's super useful because they import these items and games and other bits and pieces for you, the people. We went a little bit Bane from Dark Knight then. They're a fantastic husband and wife team that have been involved in pushing forward and promoting a lot of the gaming community here in Australia. So if you want to pick up a new set of dice, get yourself the latest D&D Splat book, or pick up an engraved stemless wine glass, highly recommend you check out meeplesanddragons.com.au. Now, a little bit of housekeeping for you all. First of all, we'd like to say, as always, a big thanks to everybody who's been supporting the podcast, whether that's been sharing and liking and subscribing to the podcast on your various podcasting apps, leaving a review on iTunes, liking us, recommending us to others, or even supporting us monetarily on Patreon. Once again, a big thanks to everybody who does that. Now, if you would like to support the podcast and you've got a bit of money and you're burning a hole in your pocket, why not support us on patreon.com/therebedragons. You can support us for a nominal $3 a month Australian to help keep the podcast ticking over. Up your pledge to $5 to get an early release of every episode a few days before it becomes public. Or if you're feeling a bit cheeky, a $10 a month pledge that will give you access to our ongoing side-along lore podcast, Westfall, where we play through the entire dynasty of Rylind's ancestral seat. Keren Schlink gets to play every single descendant of the Westfall family, and so far it has been a pretty intense historical journey. We've really created some finer detail in between the bold headings of historical fact within the world of There Be Dragons. Each episode runs the gamut between 1 to 2 hours, so, it's like having an additional episode of There Be Dragons once or twice a month. So, if that's something that's interesting to you, do check out our Patreon at patreon.com/therebedragons, but that's only if you'd like to support us financially. If you've got other ways that you'd like to support us, please absolutely do that. We have been growing through word of mouth and very, very limited recommendations to social media groups, and what we found is that we've just been growing exponentially every month. So thank you so much to everybody who supports us. We really do count on it, and your recommendation to other people actually means quite a lot to us. It means that, one, we're making an engaging story that you guys are enjoying, and it means that you see enough in it that you're willing to recommend it to your friends. And we can't say, again, thank you enough for everybody who believes in us, this story, and we can't wait to bring you more There Be Dragons as soon as we can. Well, with all that said, let's get back to the episode, but once again, as always, thanks for listening.
Hey, wake up. Hey. Bacon. It's time for bacon. Bacon.
Hello, I'm hungry.
Skairn, you currently have Hrosh on you, pawing at your face.
Skairn awakens and goes, today's the day. Today's the day I don't have to smell anymore. God, I am looking forward to that.
I might get laid.
If you're lucky.
That prick might not have had a chance with Abella if I didn't smell so bad. So yeah, I put on my best. I put on my clothes and I go down for breakfast.
Yeah, we'd be out of here.
You burn
pretty
yourself.
early.
Well, yeah, after I set myself on fire a bit. No, it's just to singe off. You know.
Yeah,
you know
no,
what
I know. So you smell of burnt hair. That's fine. And
As usual, there's a bath up here. It's sort of like
yeah.
So I do that. I have my morning ablutions, which are more complicated than they used to be, and then I come down for breakfast with the dragon on my shoulder. Do you want to get on the shoulder? Be the dragon. Be the dragon you seek in the world.
Oh, I need that on a shirt.
Oh, that's merch for Rhylind, I think.
Yes, be the dragon you seek in the world.
I'm wanting to get out of here pretty early. Get on with the big day.
The plan.
Charlie would be down for breakfast. So, milky tea for Duchess.
Yep.
And no, he doesn't put milk
I was
in the
about to
tea.
say,
No, what the Duchess
He's a
can't.
lemon man, right?
Hey, no, straight as. You don't want to, change that.
I was teasing.
Yeah, no. But no, Duchess likes some tea in her milk.
Great. Go into great detail about that.
I'm at breakfast with Quillane.
Are you guys thick as thieves, or are you like, oh
Yeah.
no, let's pretend nothing happened? All right, no,
No,
they're
I think
No,
it's
I smell worse.
no, they are like, yeah, they are all over each
Yeah,
other.
we're having breakfast
Oh,
together.
please
It's real
don't.
cute.
Are you being gross at the table?
Yes!
Charlie's
We're
going-
feeding each other food!
He's definitely like,
Nezor and Skairn are on a table about 2 away,
Like
doing
laughing.
exactly the same thing.
perfect.
Taking the piss. Just like,
Wait, I'm rolling for performance.
crispy bacon. Yeah, me too.
That's a 21 on performance. Wait, no, 23. I forgot I had a plus 10 to performance.
I'm 13. Sorry, I maybe get a little
Yes,
on
you
your
are.
face.
You act like 13-year-olds sometimes.
I ignore you two entirely.
I come down from breakfast, look from that table to the other table, and then decide to get my own table by the window.
Charlie's just like picks up his plate of just eggs, and walks off like
Public
Five
display of
dozen eggs.
approval.
well, no, it's bloody early in the morning.
I'm ignoring every single one of you.
I'm just
I start eating
smuggling.
sloppier.
Go as sloppy as you want, Nezor.
Is that what you said?
I messaged to
what he said?
to Hrosh in my mind that Abella also has. No, I wonder if Abella or Quillane has more bacon for him. Let's go with Abella to start off with. So he sort
No,
of
we gotta
swoops
haze the new
over-
guy.
He's not a new guy.
Well, this is
he's
it.
going. He's going lucky to survive the boat trip. If I have to put up with this
Lucky to
shit.
have survived last night.
Yeah, boats
I heard
have
him.
really close rooms.
So Rosh walks up to
He
Abella.
swoops onto her shoulder and gives her a little chirp. Go on.
And I feed him a little bit of bacon, and he only adds to my happiness this morning.
Yeah.
Quillane offers him some of his bacon.
Hrosh takes it.
Yeah.
Good.
Rosh is an
Hrosh
opportunist.
isn't being a dick about this.
Yeah.
Skairn's teasing the guy, but mainly you.
Yeah. No,
Charlie doesn't not like the guy. He doesn't like
just doesn't
the
like his dick.
inappropriateness that's going. Like,
Oh, so
it's
we're the ones that are pissing you off.
no, he gets it. They're genuinely being
Disgusting.
gross. It's
Yeah.
we're at a dinner table. We're eating. Stop that. The dinner table serves a
It's
certain
for
purpose,
eating,
and
not
that's not.
I am
Yeah.
canoodling.
Yeah, don't go to the canoodle table.
There's a
and
booth.
canood out the
I
back.
presume they're canoodling in a booth. So, bad news about barges. No cabins.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop us.
We
Oh,
will
it's
throw
real?
you out.
I will put him in a sack
Did you
and
say that?
throw him into the goddamn ocean.
No, he might be my soulmate.
His penis might be anyway.
I'm just saying, if I have to put up
What
with
you do
this,
then is you cut a small hole in the bag.
What if he's in the ocean?
I will
Oh,
drown
no.
this man if I have to
that's a-
have my morning breakfast
Charlie-
ruined like this.
Charlie.
No.
It's okay. We're going to be on a river.
I will still drown him.
Abella.
I will
is going
drown
to be on
Abella.
a river. She's not going to be having sex with
Oh,
anyone.
I wonder how much he's gonna want you after
No,
that.
no. Last time we
Oh
were
yeah,
on a
the
boat, I
snotty. Blah.
Last
Looks
time
like a hag.
Last looks like a what?
Like a river hag.
Looks like a hand. It's funny that
was no combat.
the canoodling is the one thing that might break Charlie.
I feel like Charlie actually stands up in the middle of breakfast.
I'm halfway through my 5 dozen eggs.
Exactly. Charlie eats a lot of eggs. And it's just like, this is the peaceful time of the morning after my workout where I eat my eggs and enjoy the company of my dog and my friends! You stop it!
Well, Charlie, it's not peaceful anymore. You're shouting in the room.
No, keep it down. I'm trying to enjoy my bacon.
Yeah.
Colleen just puts out a hand to Abella and goes, I've got my rounds to make soon, so.
I'm not saying you have to leave. You are welcome to stay, but behave like a upstanding gentleman. Don't lay your
I'm
bloody...
sure he was very upstanding.
Rhylind is just sitting at the
Charlie
table,
just
just
walks
trying
out.
so hard.
Oh, I'm all holier than thou. I don't find this funny at all. I go to a different table to not laugh at this.
It's like you just hear the shaking of armor every now and then.
Yeah, Charlie basically just puts his plate on the table and walks out.
I feel like after a glance at you, he just sort of leans over and does like a low hand towards Nezor.
I heard that.
No, he waited specifically for
Did
you
you
to
hear
leave.
them as well?
I have a very
I
good
couldn't not.
percent. I have a plus 18, like my passive
It doesn't
perception.
matter.
Nezor has definitely changed from the I don't want to sleep with the barmaid who's interested me to the they're banging.
After that morning interaction and Charlie's quick exit, you all, I guess, split off to do various different
Charlie
things.
would have headed off to Castellan's right away after that, yeah.
I was going to say, before I part with Colleen, I'll probably say, Rhylind has something to say to you. For what it's worth, I would like you to come with us. But
Yeah, you catch him as he's like putting his armor on for his rounds, and he goes, well, I was expecting to hear something from Rhylind about the decision. I heard some raised voices.
that happens a lot with us. It's
It's
speak to
fine.
her.
It wasn't about you. Sorry, I'm not
I
here.
didn't hear what you were talking about, but I could hear that you were talking, so I assumed it was the rather excitable giant that was the... Look, don't get me wrong, I like your friends, but
Good.
he was a little angry with me this morning.
Yeah, he does that sometimes.
You are wholly disrespectful.
To breakfast.
Charlie is very specific about certain things, but he's a good guy. He's just got very weird attitudes to specific circumstances.
I'm assuming that you're taking me on, and he looks around for, a job.
I'm like shaking my head at him.
Talk to Rhylind. It's more, I think, we're a bit of a different group than you thought we were. We're more... Look, talk
Do you
to
do
Rhylind.
jobs that most people won't for money?
Yes. But we're interested in you joining us for leaving Ratu and seeing how things go on the boat ride over and seeing if you might like to stay for longer. Depending on
I mean, look,
if we all work well together.
yeah, let's find out if we work well together.
Yes.
I think this...
I mean, it's not just
Important.
my decision, obviously.
No, I mean, obviously.
Seemed to work well together last night.
This is going to be horrific.
High five.
If we have to travel with Abella's boyfriend,
It's going to be horrific.
This is going to be
because of
horrific.
Charlie.
Yeah.
no, it's going to be horrific. This thing
Yeah.
of just like everyone having to sit there and just go, okay, let them do their horrible sweet nothings things, and then we can get back into the game.
this lovely moment, and then literally
Bella's like, what about that dick though?
He looks down the hallway, steals a quick kiss, and then goes, I'll
I'm
see you
delighted
later.
by that.
Yeah, I'll see you later. And then he walks off down to the mess hall sort of setup that they've got downstairs, the
And I
dining
say,
room.
I'll see you later back. Yeah.
Yeah. He throws you a cheeky grin over his shoulder. But he walks in with a bit of pep in his step and goes up to Rhylind and goes, Abella mentioned that you might have a counter offer.
And I'm going to go off
Yes.
to find Viola.
So I suppose we're a bit of an interesting group. Like, we're not your typical mercenary group. So we're in a bit of a complicated situation with our current employer. So we don't think it would be appropriate to take you on just
Okay.
without
I can
consulting them. However, we are leaving tonight to go to Kaye. We're
Right.
taking a shipment of goods with us.
Okay.
We would appreciate an extra sword to help defend it, should anything occur while we're trying to get there.
Okay, so just a bit of guard duty.
Bit of guard duty, see how you mesh with everyone, maybe tone down the lovey-dovey at breakfast. Charlie's not
I've
at
already-
his best before noon. And that's not said with any malice, just
No,
I
no,
know
no.
what you did last night. My friend.
It's kind of hard to take the grin
Oh,
off
I
his
forgot
face.
to ask her.
Oh,
have that
you
conversation
are a
later.
bad friend.
Terrible friend.
Oh, I feel bad.
Are we all
Okay,
forgetting that Ryland's...
And once we get to Kaye, we can re-establish contact with our current, well, not really boss, person we're agreeing to do things for. And
Anyone I know?
I don't know.
I mean, I know a few people.
Do I drop the name?
No.
Not until
Probably
he's
not.
on a boat.
Knowing what he's done, who he's worked for with the Red Shields, that he did all of his Red Shield stuff was in the Unholy Empire. If he does know DuPont, I doubt it because he works for the Earhart. So I doubt that he does, and even if he does, no.
Yeah,
I think he's reasonably straight up because, like, he said to me, hey, I could dub you in or you could pay me off. He could have just dubbed me in, but he came to me and said, I could have dubbed you in, but you could get him first. So, he's pragmatic. He reminds me of Bronn a little bit, I suppose.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's,
Like season 4, right?
where the people cheating with him on his current partner, employer.
Just to be clear, are you finished with your contract with the Red Shields or would you be leaving prematurely?
There's a couple days grace, obviously, in any contract.
Okay, well, if you're ready to leave tonight, you can come help guard our shipment. When we get to Keys, we can negotiate further, if that's something you'd be interested in.
Sounds good.
Of course, you'll be compensated.
Good. All right. What time and where?
Well, then, we're collecting our shipment from Warehouse 4 at 3 bells, if you can be there for that.
Doesn't sound like a problem at all.
Great.
See you there.
I offer a hand to shake.
Yeah, he shakes it. And then...
And what's been my impression of him during this conversation? That he's on the level, or...?
he's been business mode.
Oh,
You don't need to roll.
Don't roll. Okay, all business. Great,
Well,
cool.
it's you can be all chummy with someone, but then you negotiate a contract and then you go back to being chummy. It's that.
Okay,
It's
we're
that.
negotiating right now.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
He throws you a rakish grin and then steps out.
Oh, I say that with a bit of a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Not
Yeah.
as good as it. It's like, have a good day.
Oh, it's a good day already. And then he steps out.
So I guess we bounce out, head out to...
The guy who makes the magic?
Yeah, so we'll go by him, but we've got to go find a boat pretty soon up. Like, it wasn't hard to find a boat before.
In terms of what you could do, you could literally go to Tinker's Corner, which is near the floating market, and then go to the floating market.
Yeah. That's
I prefer to be... It's hard to overstate how excited Skairn is to not smell anything.
I guess we'd go straight there.
So yeah, we go to the place.
Just to be clear, you know that part of the payment is some of the magic that was...
Yeah.
Yep, so you've got that with you?
So we make our way over to Tinker's Corner.
Yep.
we do that trade.
What was the dude's name?
Magical.
Magical's magical
Supplies.
place.
Yep, so you...
Yeah, I'm guess, like, how is he?
How is he?
Yeah, he was pretty bummed like a day or two ago, but like happy bummed
Well, he
because he got his fox, but
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you arrive and you
I
feel
don't go down.
Yeah, you feel the thing in the room sort of lessen. He opens the door, ushers you in, and he drags what looks like a footlocker out from behind. The store is bare, by the way. He drags a footlocker out from behind the counter and goes, "All right, here's everything. Feel free to look inside if you'd like. I'll just take what I'm owed."
Mm-hmm.
And I've
any special instructions for anything?
I've put a small index card collection in there for you for each item. It's all got little labels and things. And Mr. Thuferson, I believe, is that
Yes,
correct?
that's correct.
Just would you follow me for a minute? I need to apply this to you.
Sure.
Doesn't sound ominous at all.
You're taken down to like a vault door, and he opens it, and there's like a small room inside. It looks very homely, and you see there's like he's like, "Oh, would you care for a pot of tea or something before we do this?"
How long is this going to take?
Not particularly long. I think I'm anticipating the procedure will go quite smoothly. In fact,
I look at Crush and send him back to Nezor.
okay.
And I say, no, let's just get on with it.
Okay, so he produces what looks like a van brace, and then also produces what looks like a ring that has it looks like it dials. It's got two movable parts, and he goes, "Well, which is your shield hand?"
Oh, my left arm.
Okay, so yeah, just strap this on. And he hands you this piece of metal.
Yeah.
And he goes, "So this is this is where the bulk of it will occur. It should have a very pleasant output for you, actually. I think it will help repel any kind of damage that might be incoming. You could potentially use it to, I don't know, parry, but it's quite durable." And he taps it, and it's like, pong pong, quite loud. He goes, "This, however," and he holds the ring up and goes, "will sting a little bit, but it's important for this to work. So I need you to just extend your hand for me and splay the fingers. And are you a thumb ring kind of man, or an index
How
finger?"
big is it?
It looks like it could adjust to sizes.
Oh, okay. Let's go thumb.
Thumb? Okay. So yeah, and he puts it over and he goes, now this is going to pinch a little bit. And then he twists it and you feel like small pinch, like almost as if you caught your skin in something. And then you feel what can only be described as tendrils of steel or something going into your arm and your hand. And then they shoot up your forearm and you're pretty certain they come out into the armor that you've just applied.
Ow. Pinch, you say?
Yes. Sorry about that. It's the only way to purify the. Look, we're a little bit in unknown territory here. I highly recommend you find a specialist, but you should start to feel the effects as working quite well for you now. In fact,
Do I?
you don't smell.
I've long since become accustomed to it.
Yeah. No. No. But like
I'm probably like,
The air should now smell like sweet.
the world's
Oh,
a
there
little
we
bit.
go.
Yeah. And he goes. And
dusty. I haven't smelled that in months.
it's been a couple of days. But
Petrichor.
4 days.
and he
Really?
goes,
Bullshit.
Yeah,
4
something
days.
like that. 4 days. And he goes. Well, actually, it's been a bit more. It's about
Oh, sorry,
just
about
over a week.
Yeah.
And then he goes, also, I mean, look, it will take a hit. It'll certainly help. I don't know if it's a long-term solution, but it should help. And, how do you feel? He looks at you.
I go, oh, well, I don't smell. Does this hurt anymore?
No, it doesn't hurt anymore, but it's like it's a little warm.
Is there a distinct feeling of the tendrils are still in there, or is it just
Oh, yeah,
a one-off?
they're present, but it's like you're not quite noticing as much. And as you move your fingers and stuff, they kind of work with it.
Uh-huh.
And then he goes,
Is it metal in my hand?
yeah. Yeah, let's say that.
Well, my query is, I suppose, say a blade chops down
Oh.
a digit or anything. I'm just worried about durability.
Oh,
Like, if it severs
It's not
the
gonna-
ring finger. say.
yeah, look, if that happens, have you got other fingers you could use?
Oh, look, 9 at least.
So, I mean, at a stretch, and I wouldn't...
take it off the lost digit and plot, get on another one, is what you're saying?
Yeah. And at a stretch, if you lose all of your fingers and thumbs...
No, I'm not putting it there.
But no. Mr. Thurston, what kind of monster do you think I am?
Oh, a toe.
Yeah, I'm just... yes, a toe. It should still work. You may need an armorer to adjust it, but I would find someone with specialty in arcane armor.
I have a shin guard just as easily.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Just make sure it's fit and don't try. There's some delicate stuff inside that.
Oh.
Don't. If you can, don't.
No,
mess with
fair
that.
enough. That'll mess with the warranty. I get it.
Yeah. Sure. All right. So, how do you feel? Are you feeling a bit more?
I look at him. I raise my fingers to click them.
Yeah.
Look at him and grin, and then I perform just a minor cantrip.
Yep.
Control flames. And it's just like a small candle flame at the tip of my finger, and I go, oh, that's better. No explosions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I snuff it. Good.
Okay. Great. I'm glad our business is done.
I am pleased.
Well, I need to feed Quigley, so
Are you leaving?
I'm not leaving. I'm just
Preparing to leave.
I'm taking stock. I'm taking stock of
Where?
look, I'm thinking
I'm not judging you for leaving. I'm just wondering if you are.
Look, I'm considering opening a branch somewhere else. Maybe the Valen hegemony.
Possibly closing this branch here.
Yeah, I mean, look, you've got to change your corporate headquarters occasionally.
Fair
Better
enough.
tax.
No judgment. Just curious. But after that incident with the bank, I can't blame you.
Oh, look, I'm sure that's fine. I mean, no one's made any error in
No
your
one's attacked
decisions.
you in a day.
No, I think it's going to work out for all of us. And I think that's going to work out for you. I think you're going to feel the benefits as the day works on. It's going to take a little bit, and
I wouldn't put too much of a stress on it. The first
yeah,
couple of days.
I wouldn't. If I would just ease into it.
Can I insight? This
Yeah, sure.
Exactly what he is implying by that.
By what, easing into it?
16.
What was the question exactly?
But what does he mean by just ease into it? Like I have no idea if this is gonna work.
That's maybe like a third of it, but the rest of it's also like maybe don't like I don't
I don't know what you're going to do with it. You're
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, sort of more like incorrect usage voids warranty.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
like mentality, you know what I mean?
Don't take the battery out and put it back in yourself.
Yeah, basically. But you do already start to feel better. In fact, you regain 6 permanent hit points.
Nice.
Yeah, they come back.
Cool. Well, I need to maybe.
Oh, you
just-
do you.
Yep.
Thank you kindly, sir.
He extends a hand very deliberately, not the one with the ring that you're wearing.
Well, I don't shake with my left. But you say very deliberately.
Yeah, he looks at it and goes to do that and then changes his hand.
And I put out my left hand. And I see it, again, inciting this shit. Why did he do that? 15.
Possibly it's a case of I'm pretty certain that's working, but I don't want to necessarily nudge it wrong.
Okay. And I go... I go to shake, and when he doesn't, I go, all right, fine. And I shake with the right hand.
Yeah.
And I go, how fragile are we talking here? Should I invest in a metal glove?
Look, I mean, we all work with our hands, am I not right?
More than most, I think.
Yes, more protection the better, in fact.
Huh, okay.
But that's pretty durable. That's pretty durable. Like the whole
thing.
The whole thing is quite durable. Like it's got some rudimentary defensive properties. But as I said, you're currently in a certain phase, shall we say, of detoxification.
Sure.
I don't know if it would.
Could be explosive in the initial
Well,
phase.
look, I mean, I know of a wizard that is interested in biology. So possibly if there's any, shall we say, catastrophic failures, you could always find
so
them
optimistic.
and maybe
Bind them.
find them,
Find them, okay.
and maybe they could do something about that.
Who? Can you give me a name?
I think he goes by Gilius.
Gilius.
He's not been around lately, though. I saw him a
He's
couple.
in Ratu.
No, actually, I think he's mostly in Kaye.
Of course he is.
He travels about a bit, and there was some kind of disagreement, I think, with the college at some point. I don't know. I think he'd be willing to talk to you about the work.
Yep. Okay, there's a side quest there.
I mean, look, that's only if you have any
that
problems.
sounds cool.
Look, I want to stress to you, this is at the highest crafts.
No,
teach
it looks
shit.
great. It feels good.
Yeah.
It fits nicely. Yeah.
Right.
It didn't hurt too much. Look, let's go with that. Thank you very much, good sir.
You're welcome. Another satisfied customer.
Sure. Possibly your last in this city.
Yes. He looks at you just a bit strange.
Because we're going to kill you now.
So he walks out with you to the front. That, by the way, is a bracer of defense.
Cool. Thank you. That's nice as well.
Yeah. Yeah, just, be careful with it in general.
Sure.
But that, I have only your best interest at heart.
No, sure. He says that before or after I strangle him to death.
Are you actually going to do that? If you want to,
It just
you can
neatly
try.
resolves this whole situation.
If you want to do that, you can try.
To kill him.
Well, so we don't have to give him the magic. No, I was kidding. I said it and I wanted to see everyone's reaction. And I was like,
My reaction is, here we go again.
who else but Skairn?
Oh shit! Here we go again.
You never really know what
he's gonna do next. It's Feldspar. I kill people and I don't feel bad about it.
So yeah, no, he walks out.
Madrigal's coming towards me. I'm like, are these items stuck as is, or is that an item-to-item basis?
I'm not sure what you mean.
This mirror.
Yeah,
If I was to break down the mirror into pieces,
you would have a broken mirror.
Would it still work as intended?
I don't know.
I will leave it as is. My costume doesn't need upgrades.
I mean,
But if you broke
look,
it into loads of little
Fabulous.
pieces,
if you've got
walking mirror ball.
if you've got time and money, I'm sure I could.
We don't have time, I'm afraid. This was a curiosity rather than necessity.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and please enjoy the items and no refunds.
Villain hegemony, you say?
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is the thing that's full of rotten food.
Is he bailing because he's ripping us off?
You don't know.
I might. 21?
You don't know. You notice, however, that in the footlocker thing that he's supplied you, you see the chained up box.
It's like, we didn't ask for that, did we?
No, he's like, he gives you 2 of the items, but he's put the hand of Gory in there. And you also see the silver tongue.
We wanted that one, though.
By the way, Nezor, since you looked in the box, I need you to roll
look in the box. I read the index cards.
The index cards were in the box.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
So I'm going to need you to roll a wisdom save.
That's fine. Just out of curiosity, are these index cards incredibly accurate?
They have all my preliminary notes and
right, so there could be more than what is written.
I doubt it.
So this Hand of Gory, that's all it does?
I mean, look, it's a Hand of Glory. It's just someone botched the preservation spell and accidentally turned it into an animated hand.
Sure.
And it, as all kinds of undead do, generally speaking, strives to destroy the living.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate, but it's a hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's a hand. And also, like I said, I put a chain through it.
Yeah.
So, it's got the bolt goes through the bone and it's curled off on either side, and then the chain comes out the base. And, if it gets out of hand, you can always just pull on the chain.
Yeah.
And it can't unlock it because it's not a lock.
I would imagine we're just going to use it when we go to use it.
Yeah,
and then if we want to kill it, we'll just kill it.
I just thought that, you know what? You've been so good to me, you've helped out with Quigley, I thought I'd just give you that gratis.
Thanks. I rolled a 18 plus 1, so.
All right, yeah, cool, that's fine.
Can we take it out of the box and leave it with
I mean, you can try to take it out of the box. The box is shaking. Boom, 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 boom.
No. Take the box out of the chest.
Oh, yeah, you can take the box out of the chest.
Or we leave it in...
Open the box, and then as you walk out, throw the open box and close the door.
I mean, if
and
you
there's
want
explosion of magic. We could leave it with Violet.
Violet, we've got
just
a gift
leave it
for
in
you.
Charlie's room under the pillow.
Under the pillow.
No, so the Hand of... It's probably worth each of you having a read through these at some point. Like, I would have just taken them out and been like, yep, cool, these are mine now.
Cool.
But, like, the Hand of Gory isn't, apart from the fact that it's undead and trying to kill people, isn't actually that bad.
Oh, yeah.
Apart from the fact it's undead and trying to kill people,
it on fire,
there's not much wrong with it.
If you light it on fire, it makes you invisible.
Well, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Is it invisible?
It's the source of the spell.
Oh, okay. So if we lit it on fire and then went away, we would still be invisible.
Why don't you just read the text?
Okay, so the Hand of Gory can cast, when ignited by fire, the spell Invisibility and acts as the primary spellcaster. It also generates a 10-foot radius of blue light, invisible to all but the targets of the spell that can pierce magical darkness. Additionally, when placed against simple locks, it can open them without requiring tools.
Cool.
It does not work with magical or complex mechanisms, and it must be put out within 5 minutes, otherwise it risks being turned to ash.
That's also fine. It's like, oh no, it's gone now. Oh well.
What level does it cast invisibility at?
It just casts it at its base level.
Yeah, imagine one.
Which would make, it invisible only?
It and whoever holds it.
Okay.
Okay.
Ring of Nearsight. The ring allows the user to see through anything unimpeded between 5 and 10 feet away, including through objects, as long as the barrier is not magical. You have to extend your hand and concentrate, but that's not that hard. I can't remember if there was anything additional to this one, though. There's nothing written.
He did mention that there was sometimes side effects.
Yeah. Has 3 charges per day. So, yeah, there's some cool stuff there.
Blinded.
Blinded by the
Ring, yeah.
Like, I don't trust these items, but they're not all terrible.
We could all sell them.
Yeah.
So, and how much money do we get?
You got paid previously.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yeah, the money was already sorted.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, Charlie, you have made your way across the river and are now currently in the waiting room outside of Castellan's office in the manse that the Red Shields are using as their temporary headquarters.
Charlie would have bought like a pork hock on the way through.
A what? Oh, right.
Like a trotter that's been grilled.
Yep.
Because, breakfast was ruined and he needs his protein.
Yep. Sure.
Just
Charlie
taking a plate of
really
eggs.
let breakfast be ruined. Like,
Yes, he did.
We were not paying, we were just
Being
That's the problem.
doing our own thing.
inappropriately in the dining hall.
You could have just looked
Hide your shame.
Look away. Just
Shame.
Look the
You
other
can't
way.
look away from
There's a
giggling,
window.
can you?
Without outside the window is the home of the Justicars, who also look down on what you just did.
Yeah, you did that in front of God.
Well, there you go.
Oh,
The
God.
pervert.
Oh, so he's,
I love that God's watching everything you do. Well, God is a filthy pervert.
yeah, like, Duchess is with him and he's...
Yep.
Yeah,
no,
trotter.
A few people remember you, obviously. You're kind of hard to forget. And yeah, you're brought into a waiting room and you sit there for an hour.
I was just saying, when he's brought in, can you hear, like, the kids?
No.
They're not about?
I mean, like, you've come to meet Castellan, right?
Yeah.
Well, the security is fairly tight. You're basically taken directly from the front of the headquarters to the
Okay.
meeting room.
Yeah.
You can ask, but they don't see. You get the distinct impression where everyone kind of had a little bit of free roam. Now it's all like,
Yep.
yeah,
No, that's
you,
cool.
You
Cool.
like access is barred.
If that's the case, then Charlie wouldn't ask.
Yeah.
Charlie would just,
An hour passes, and in that time, Arthur, the butler,
Yeah.
comes in, looks up, sees you, almost drops the tray, and goes,
Oh, Arthur, hey, how are you? Working hard? Here, let me give you a hand. That looks terribly heavy.
"Oh, that's my job," and he's holding onto it as you take it.
It's okay, you seem a little under the weather.
I just wasn't big, expecting you.
Oh, okay. So how's the cutlery thieving going? He sort of...
Arthur just looks around, it's like, can we not talk about this right now?
Anyway, it's good to see you. Bye.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Oh, that would actually be excellent.
Can I have the tray back with the teapot?
Oh, yeah, of course. There you go.
He takes it back, and as he does so, the door opens. Castellan steps forward and just looks at the situation.
And he goes, thank you so very much. This man, very good, makes brilliant tea.
Yes, I could do with a spot of tea myself. Enter, both of you. He takes you in, and again, it's like this very Spartan sort of militarist room. You see like a training dummy that's been pushed to the side. It looks like someone's hacked a leg off, like just below the knee.
Castellan sits in his seat, moves some paperwork out the way, then leans forward with his fingers steepled and says,
You'll have to excuse the lateness of my response to your request for an audience. Unfortunately, I have been dealing with a few subversive elements in the city.
Oh, no, I understand. You're a busy man.
Yes.
I don't mind the wait.
Castellan indicates over your shoulder, Charlie, and says to Arthur, tea, black. And Arthur brings him a cup and places it in front of him.
So, what was disagreeable about the 500 ducats I sent
Is
you? for your
Arthur
work?
still in the room?
Yeah, he's standing there with the tea.
Charlie would sort of wait. He's like, oh, I prefer to only speak of business. I don't wish to waste your time. Like,
Well, you're wasting my time now, so either speak or leave.
I am in no way upset with the 500 ducats as payment. I have some additional stuff I'd like to talk to you about, which is sensitive.
Very well. Leave us. Arthur leaves the room. Speak quickly.
So we are making a move on the uncle of Ratu.
Yes, the criminal element is something of a problem.
Well, our intent is to rid you of him on our way out of the city this evening.
I see. So, what would this require of me? Bear in mind that I'm currently conducting operations in the city.
Yes, I understand that. So, from what we understand, he is operating from the mill now, or at least part of his organization is operating from there. We plan to hopefully catch him there, and some of the others are going to kill him on the way out, and possibly blow up that mill as well.
I'd rather you didn't blow up infrastructure that could be used to feed the citizenry. I'm having enough trouble with them as it is.
I have no intention of blowing it up, but I can't speak for everybody else. I can definitely relay your message. My concern is that you have two men that are posted out there, and if by some reason it does blow up, I'd prefer them not to die. That's what I'm here for.
More than happy to take them away from their shift at an appointed time, but I do not want an explosion to happen in my city. It's going to create, one, a hell of a public relations issue, but two, it's going to create unnecessary detritus. What time were you thinking of doing this?
What time did we discuss?
Late afternoon.
So 5?
5 probably be a good time to...
Between 5 and... somewhere between 5 and 6 is where we're aiming to be done and out.
One moment, and then he takes a quill, piece of paper, he writes something down, tears it off, wax seals it, and goes, Give this to them. They will make themselves unavailable, and then they will return promptly because that is a strategically important location. And as you go to take it from him, he pulls it out and goes, understand though, I have sighted Bashano scouts south of our position. I need those men on that hill. If they strike then, I'm not going to have an early warning for that.
Then, could you maybe just make the missive say not to bother with any commotion coming, and they can stay there, and we won't blow the place up?
If you can give me that commitment, I can tell them to pretend like you don't exist.
That would be wonderful.
Excellent. Let me amend this. And he does, and then hands it back.
And secondly...
It'd be better if we didn't have to deliver the message saying, we don't exist. Bye. Would be better.
I know. It's an order of like, hey, just ignore these guys. They're doing stuff for us. Additionally, we would love to be able to...
You want to leave the city?
We want to be able to leave the city. Preferably, also, we would like to have the gear we entered the city with in to make this
My men are
thing.
currently removing that from the rubble.
I do. As I said, we're not going to be starting until around, late afternoon, but...
Once Lariat's done the inventory, I'm sure we can arrange something. It's not like there's a huge amount of inventory there to sort out, and I'm sure if there's any issues, we can resolve those peaceably. It's not a problem.
It's just, again, it's more traveling through your city with stuff that you don't want people traveling.
I don't want guns in the hands of my citizens because, as you are very aware, some of them would try to use them on us.
Yes.
Very well. I wish you good fortune with your operation, and if you're able to extinguish the criminal element's leadership, that would be very helpful.
Charlie, you get up to leave, and as you make it across the office floor, you hear the scritching of a quill, and then it stops, and Castellan calls out, "Before you go, are you the one that's responsible for my new charge?"
I am responsible for the boy. I would hope that Bjorn might. Yes, that is me. I am. I felt the boy would do well under both yours and Bjorn's tutelage. You were a strong man, and the boy seemed like he was lacking. Also, his arms might be weak, but his mind may be strong. Either is a good weapon. I do appreciate your time, though. And come touch us. And think back on the tray as he walks out.
No, the tray was taken out.
Okay, so you would take it out and find Arthur like, hey, Arthur!
Arthur's at the doorway.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. And he just...
Ooh, thank you.
You're welcome. He seems nervous around you.
God knows why.
Charlie puts a hand on his shoulder and says, look, I understand, but we should strive to be better. And then he walks off.
Do you say that in Castellan's presence?
No, as the door closes, he's like...
I thought he was in the inside.
Yeah, he's like, I perfectly understand, but, we can strive to be better, man.
Yeah, okay.
And he walks.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Oh, Charlie doesn't think he will,
Oh,
but,
wait, is this the guy that wanted to help?
Spoon thief.
Ah, spoon thief!
So, Abella, who are you trying to talk to?
Viola.
Well, you find her dusting her admission desk.
Oh, I really don't want to be having this conversation.
She sees you, puts the duster to the side and goes, "Ah, Bella, how are you this morning?" She's got a bit of a cheeky smile on her face.
Everyone knows you got laid.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Maybe she isn't either.
Yeah. I wanted to ask for some clarification.
Oh.
I just want to see, do you know where the uncle will be this afternoon?
Oh, well, I don't believe I have any uncles that are currently...
Fucking hell.
But if you'd like to come in for a cup of tea, and she gestures to her room, maybe we can talk about this in more detail.
Don't bitch
You're
out
such
on
a
us now.
wiener. Like,
She's not gonna
in
kill
public.
you right now.
In public.
If she kills you, at least we have a replacement.
If you don't come back, if you die, Charlie will throttle the old lady in front of everyone.
She's spooky.
It doesn't matter. Charlie will put a pillow on her face like you do with old people.
Pillow on face is actually a very ineffective way of murdering something.
Enjoy its softness. Die from joy. Anyway, yeah. So she
Let's
gestures.
have a cup of tea.
Yeah. So she opens the door into her private quarters, ushers you through, closes the door behind you, and then she clicks, and you feel like a tingling on the back of your neck, and then she goes, "Are you stupid? You'd ask me this in public? I'm in an inn that I operate, an inn that has ears. I thought better of you. Be careful next time. Now, let me make you a cup of tea." And she goes over and starts boiling a pot. What do you prefer?
Life.
Black tea, please.
Can she move yet?
She, no, it's not, you felt it like it's the presence of magic. It's not you were ensorcelled. I would have you do
It's
rolls.
just like wards or some kind of thing. Where it's
Yeah,
like, no
you
one-
suspect possibly a silence spell on the door. She goes, she fetches a small jar of what looks like dried tea leaves and just sprinkles them into the pot and goes, "Your question, my dear. How are you coming along with your little assignment?"
Good. We plan to move this afternoon. I just wanted to clarify, do you know that the uncle will be in the mill this afternoon? Because we are reasonably sure he's there, but I just want to be certain.
That is his favourite place to conduct business. I don't know why. He seems to think in underground lairs, dramatic. And she makes a gesture, but Percival always was a slow child.
Oh my God, he's a son.
Would you like a scone?
Yes, please.
She picks up the knife that she gave you before and just halves a scone that she has on one of the thing and goes, "Butter?"
Please.
Slices a piece off almost too expertly, places it on there.
And she accuses Percival of lacking subtlety.
Yes, also they're scones, not
Makes
scones.
me so uncomfortable.
She proffers you a plate with the scone and a cup of tea.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Take it.
So, your questions?
I had the one I wanted to clarify if you knew his exact whereabouts.
Not exactly, but then again, people return to places that are familiar.
If it's a reasonable certainty, then I think we can still make our move this afternoon.
Good. Once he's dead, we can discuss more about your future. Don't be a stranger.
I told you.
I fucking knew this.
Fucking told you she's
I
pulling
knew this had happened.
smart ass
Fucking
shit.
Knew this
I
had
should
happened.
just fucking peel
Knew
over
this
this
had
bitch.
happened. I'm just like nod and drink some tea, and then ask, "Did you know the uncle as a child then?"
She kind of like just tilts her head and looks at you very like pointedly and goes, "I have seen this organization from its beginning. We are a tree, one with deep roots and tall branches. Occasionally those branches must be pruned. Percival is my son, but he is a dullard and threatens us all, especially here. Don't think for 1 minute that I do not love him, but also for not 1 minute think that I'm not willing to make sacrifices. And the fact that I've asked you to do this should be intimated as a mark of respect, but I am starting to wonder if that respect is well placed, considering you ask me stupid questions in public, girl."
It was a mistake. I won't repeat again.
Good.
I'm terrified of this lady. Why does she keep calling me stupid and try not to be killed?
I see a lot of potential in you. In fact, I can see myself in you. An unrefined version, to be sure, but one with some honing could serve. Now, tell me all about your new boyfriend. He's rather charming.
Oh
Stamina.
my god.
I'm so glad tea with my granny doesn't go like this.
Tea with my granny often does.
Yes, he is very charming. He's good. I'm glad I met him.
Oh, that's lovely. Love is important.
I agree.
Now, I'm not saying, of course, that you love him. That would be premature, but I firmly believe that this thing that we have is born from love.
No, I agree.
Good. So, what are you willing to lose for love?
I mean, it Depends very much on the situation, I suppose.
It always does. But would you do what's right? Not just for you, what's right by you. So many of us are worried about what's right for us. But for others, what would you sacrifice for others?
I like to think that I'd always put others above personal love. Love for the community more than love for one person.
She reaches out an old hand that you notice has got rings on it, 9 of them, that she places on your knee, and she goes, "This is exactly the attitude so few of us embody these days. I do like you, Abella. If you are successful in calming things here with my errant son, I think we can talk about this nasty business with Marcel in franker terms. Us girls have to stick together."
I take a bite of scone.
It's delicious.
Yes, it fucking is.
I'd like you to roll a perception check, actually.
I would like to leave this conversson. But
Who's
okay.
Marcel?
Perception, did you say?
Perception.
So that was 14 plus 4, so 18.
18. You notice that there is a smell in the room that you hadn't really caught before. The sort of the potpourri smell is generally pretty overpowering in this place, but there is like a high, almost medical cleaning grade sort of smell in the room. You're not sure what it is, but it's like that. It's not bleach, but it's like, that sort of almost like I'm thinking wintergreen, but I suspect that's the wrong answer. Pine, sort of a piney smell, I guess. You can do what you will with that, but that smell is very present.
Like this room's been scrubbed of blood. So like potpourri and pine.
Sort of a medicinal.
Well-known cleaning, like in an era where cleaning fluids were not many.
Yeah.
Is it the smell of cleaning fluid?
Yeah, like that Dettol-y hospital.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. You know what? Actually, roll me, because you didn't pick this up, but roll me a flat intelligence check. No, actually, flat wisdom.
The dice just don't like it.
Look, that was 9. Intelligence, did you say?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. I don't think I'm very wise. 10.
That's enough. You can smell, it's a familiar smell, and then you remember why. It's viper tooth. It's a sort of a medicinal, it's actually used mostly for healing. It's sort of like a mild, it's like an anesthetic, but this is a lot more concentrated than you normally smell it. It's like, it's generally speaking, a pretty faint scent. This is actually quite cloying and strong, like it's concentrated.
Make me a medicine check with advantage, since you might have encountered this in your past.
So that's 15.
15, that's enough. Concentrated viper's tooth can be a very potent poison.
I'm entirely unsurprised by that.
You only need a few drops of it, and it's almost undetectable apart from the scent. But even in a concentrated form, as long as it's not left to air too long, it doesn't have one. Like, it only acquires it after a long exposure to oxygen, effectively.
Oh.
Interesting.
You're also aware that sharp citrus is actually, if you've ingested viper's tooth, which is the common application of it, if you ingest citrus, it negates it. But it has to be, like, pretty much within 2-3 minutes of ingestion. Otherwise, you basically become comatose.
I am worried that I need to find a lemon.
Oh, no. You would... If she had poisoned you, which she hadn't because she was very open about what she was doing, you're beyond help, for a start, if that's the case. But you would only get the smell if it was left to air.
Okay.
So she's
pretty much making it, like, nearby, or it's making a point.
Well, was there any other questions?
No, thank you for your time.
You're most welcome. And I look forward to seeing you tonight. Thank you for listening to this episode of There Be Dragons. I am your Dungeon Master Matthew, and Abella DeRosier was played by Angela Leta Kaye. Charlie Roughhouse was played by Tristan Doust. Nezor Valghoorlis is played by Tom Moore, who also acts as our sound recordist. Rhylind Westfall is played by Keren Schlink, and Skairn is played by Joshua Walker.
If you're interested in supporting the podcast, please consider checking out our Patreon at patreon.com/therebedragons for additional material and content. You can also check out our website at therebedragonscast.com. There Be Dragons is produced and edited by Matthew Buss. There Be Dragons' original score is composed by Sean Tanian. You can find more of his work at seantanianmusic.com. There Be Dragons art is produced by Brianna Manning. That's it for this episode. Thanks for listening.